Your search is over, now welcome to First Mint. Looking for NFT content? Look no further, cause this is it. From Top Shot to blockchain, they got the data chops, analysis, and pack drops. The show's equator hot. LG and Phil D, the best amongst others. Best brothers that happen to ball since the Ball brothers. So settle in, cause it's time for the best show. Ayo Quad, who we reppin'? First Mint. Let's go.
Whoa! Dude, I thought you were frozen, man. You look like you were frozen on that open. I'm like, oh, here we go. Whoa!
Whoa, we're back. We're back.
Wow.
Hey, you know, this is only our third live show of the year. This is only our third.
I didn't even know we did one this year. I can't.
No,
dude.
we did basketball and blockchain week opening ceremonies, if you remember that.
Yes.
And then we did
Roham
live stream of the Twitter Spaces from Roham.
Wow.
You remember that?
I got a bit of trivia for you. When was the fake Roham on here? How long ago was that?
That was episode like number 1, man. That was like the first ever episode. So
wow, man.
that was a really long time ago. Yeah, that was a really long time ago.
Wow.
But, Phil D, it's good to see you again. People out there in the chat, it's good to see you guys. I feel like this is like we're back now. Like we're back. We're gonna be doing these every week. They're gonna be Wednesdays. As you can see, we're slowly moving up the week. So what's gonna happen is, we did it on Fridays for a couple months, and then we did it on Thursdays for like a half a year, and then we'll do this for a while, and then we'll stop again, and then we'll do Tuesdays and eventually Mondays. And eventually we'll be on Saturday nights, and it'll be amazing.
Is that for real, or are you just making that up?
No, I'm just messing with you, man. I hope we say Wednesdays is perfect, actually, because then we don't get messed up by long weekends on Wednesdays.
Dude,
you know what I mean? Like
perfect.
Yeah,
it's perfect until Jacob and company decide to throw like bombs at everybody and do like collector score bullshit and have office hours at the same time. How many times? I swear to God, we must get stalked by the Top Shot people. Every time we do a show, man, they come up with something on the day of the show, no matter what, or at the same time. This has happened every single show we've done.
I think the first time that ever happened was, do you remember the first ever pre-order packs? Do you remember the first ever pre-order packs? Like way back.
Yeah.
And those hit the accounts like literally 2 seconds before we did our show, back when we did the show with Plunge. So
Plunge.
Yeah,
that's
anyways,
also a long time ago, man.
That's
legendary Top Shot stuff. Or first, I have to tell you, LG, like I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of people over the years, and two of our good friends who are current or former CFL players that had me on one of their shows. I had a talk with them recently, and they told me that the best times in the NFT space for them was the days of Plunge Father and Crypto Babe and that whole saga that kind of reminded them of like WWE storylines and all that. That was wild, man. Those were the days of this show, right?
Those were absolutely the best days, man. Those were amazing. And it was also like, you were like the theory master back then about like when's Cool Cat's going to that's all that kind of stuff, man. So
that's true. And you know what? They always ask me about theories now for like all day and all that. I'm just not into the theories that much because I don't care enough. You got to get me to care first. I'd love to speculate, but then, you had that recent scandal and all that stuff. So there's no point.
I had the scandal. I didn't have a scandal.
No, I'm talking, we had the scandal.
I had a scandal, but First Mint had a scandal.
No, NFL All Day had a scandal with their last challenge where people knew what the moments were ahead of time, right? Remember that? Yeah, we can go there if you want. If you don't want to go there, we won't.
Okay, I was like, I haven't been involved in a scandal in at least a couple weeks. Like, I haven't been part of.
Okay. What was your last scandal? I'd love to hear this, man. I haven't heard a scandal.
I think you know what? Actually, it's been longer than that. I think it's been quite a while actually since I've been involved in any kind of scandal. I try and steer clear of that. Try and keep things clean. Try not to do anything too sneaky or anything weird. If anything, sometimes people are like, "Hey, I just found out this information," and I'm like, I'm not even going to pretend like I never heard that. And I'm not going to do anything, because I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that smoke, man. I don't want
the smoke.
Ash is saying TMZ. Ash is saying TMZ. She wants. Ash has always wanted First Mint to be like a TMZ of NFTs, which is like I've always said that idea. But like Twitter is kind of TMZ of NFTs anyways, especially like the last couple of weeks has already been like TMZ style. But
okay, LG, when are you going to bring Ash up here? We need Ash up here one time, man. She never shows her face.
You can
always
has
like banger comments, but she never comes up here to talk to us.
For anybody that doesn't know, Ashley Carter, our chief of ops at First Mint, an integral
ops.
part, and somebody, and that's a great transition to talk about another exciting thing that's been happening this week at the First Mint that she is very heavily involved in.
So is she coming up? Like, are you pulling the curtain here or what?
Merch.
Whoa!
Whoa! What is that? You know, they
look
do
at
that.
this guy.
You know, they do that, and then they like.
Too bad I don't have one.
Like, do the title thing, but it's like doing it with like a hat. You know, there you go. First Mint.
Dude, where is my merch?
Available right now at the merch store. Hey, you already got merch. Okay, you're a genie boy. Okay, you're a genie guy. You're a genie boy. Okay,
I'm a genie boy until I get my First Mint hat, which I don't have yet, so that's not on me. But yeah, the merch is out. And I have something else to say about the merch during my announcements, which I'll make in a couple.
You have something to say about
the merch? Announcements.
What do you mean during your announcements? What do you?
Yeah, I've got some announcements.
This is a new vibe to the live show that Phil. There's now. I didn't even know this, but there's apparently going to be a section now where Phil has announcements. So I like that. I'm like, when do you want to do that? Is that in the middle of the show?
No, right now, man. I'm ready to announce shit.
Now is Phil's. So we kick off the show with Phil's announcements.
That's right. I got something to say.
Okay. So hold on, but before you do that, I just got to give everybody the layout of the show because we done a live show in a really long time. So Phil, Genie Boy, before you get to your announcements, here's what's going to happen. We'll be on the air for a little while here, just kind of like new format, open format. We talk for as long as we want. I used to, try and get through our guests as fast as possible. That's all done now. People can stay here as long as they want. We're hanging out. We're hanging out all night. What we got on the show is we're going to have our old friends, Quadzilla and Corporate Trash, CT, joining us in a couple minutes. They're going to come hang out. We're going to chat communities. We're going to chat about like where you guys spend your time in crypto, in NFTs, like which discourse. I've always been curious. I've always wanted to like sit over or like watch over someone's shoulder as they like trade NFTs. And these are two people I trust a lot, talking about trust a lot this week in NFTs. So I want to see what's up with them. Also, we're just to shoot the shit with them. We love them. We want to hang out with them. And then at the top of the hour, we got your boy, Corey from Martian Premier League. Phil is going to ditch the Genie Boy hat. He's going to become a Martian Boy. He's going to transition from Genie Boy to Martian Boy. And we got Corey from Martian Premier League who's going to join us, a project that I'm into. Phil, you're into. Connor is into as well.
A lot of people are from the First Mint.
A lot of people are digging Martian Premier League. So we're going to have Corey up. We're going to chat a little bit about the project, but also we're going to shoot the shit with Corey. We want to hang out with Corey. And then maybe towards the end of the show, just maybe, we got a little game. I got a little game for you guys. We got a little game and game for the chat as well. We're gonna have a nice. I don't know who just said Top Shot Babe in the chat.
Nah, man. Listen, that's the old days. That was a year ago. And I don't know if I should be telling people this, but if you're part of the First Mint Discord, there's a special channel, and I'm not going to say what it's dedicated to, but it's actually dedicated to former guests that were on the show that are now missing. There's an entire search party going on for them. Again, no names mentioned, but if you want to be part of that, you have to be in the First Mint Discord to see what that's all about. It's pretty exciting stuff. A lot of theories out there, a lot of wild theories. It's not for everyone. You need special access to even get into that channel, but yeah, it's worth checking out, man.
Can I just say, before we get to the newest segment of First Mint Live, which is Phil's announcements.
I probably already forgot all of them, but yeah.
Which I didn't even know was a segment until a few seconds ago, but we're going to have a segment called Phil's Announcements. I want to give a shout out everybody in the chat, the people who have been here since day one, showing up tonight in the chat, spending their Wednesday evening with us. Thank you guys. Great to see all of you. And hope we can live up to expectation being live here. Hope you guys are all going to be rocking one of these sweet hats sometime very soon. Merch. So great to be back. Great to be back live hanging out with the chat, because you know what, Phil, we do a lot of like Twitter Spaces and stuff like that, but it's not the same without the chat. You need the chat. Like the chat is a very important part. Right. If you're listening to playback on audio right now, definitely encourage you to join the next one on Wednesday nights, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern, because being in the chat is like half the fun. We always try and find ways to incorporate the chat. We're going to, as we do more of these shows, we're going to kind of leave it open, maybe find different ways to get people up from the chat as well, right? If you join the show in the fall, we were posting codes in the chat back in the day, you know, from FlowFest. So who knows what other kind of crazy stuff is going to happen. Codes in the chat, old codes in the chat. Anyways, very happy. So thank you, everybody, First Mint community and everybody else. Great to see you guys again, and thanks for joining us. And Phil, I see your old friend is with us yet again, the llama.
The llama's still there, man.
Give it up for the llama, folks.
We're not changing that. And actually, LG, I'm going to send you a couple of llama videos where, I was telling a story to a friend recently where every time I see like a llama stop on the highway or anywhere I can find llamas, I stop. All right. I get out of the car. I go see the llamas.
Oh, you mean the llamas are like a llama stop, like the llamas are in the pen on the side?
Yeah. So if you live in Ontario, you know where the Big Apple is, and the Big Apple right off the 401 has llamas. All right. And I always stop there. And every time I stop there and do videos to prove the theory that llamas have a major, major fucking problem with me. All right. They really do. Ever since I was a kid and we used to go to petting zoos, I was always the tallest kid. I would walk into the petting zoo and look around, you know, all the goats and all the pigs, everybody's running around, the chickens. The llama would be in the distance staring at me. And everywhere I would go, the llama would turn his neck and look right at me every single time. I'm not even joking, dude. Okay.
What is this
and they
story?
Still do it. So I stop and I drop a couple of whoa. And as soon as they look at me, they don't stop looking at me until I leave. So yeah, I don't know that I love llamas, but I always thought it'd be a dope idea to have a couple llamas in your backyard, but I've never gone through with it. So,
oh, wow. I think Phil just shared like a deep dream of him, which is to own llamas. Here we go. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on. Like roast plum. Here we go. Here's the apple. There we go.
Where do you come up with this shit, man?
What do you mean? What do you mean? You talked about the giant apple in Ontario. This is it, man. This is the apple in Ontario. It's a giant red apple with a big, scary smiley face on it. You know what? I feel like a lot. Oh, you can go into this apple. What?
I told you, man. You can get this, LG. You're gonna love this. During the pandemic,
mini golf.
Yes, during the pandemic, the apple had a mask on, a gigantic mask.
I saw that. What is this sad train? Look at this.
It's garbage.
Well, it's so bad.
Yeah, it's dead. It's dead, except for the animals. It's dead.
Okay. All right. Anyways. Okay, great. Thanks. So you would go to this apple place and the llama would stare at you.
Anywhere I can find llamas. Like there's actually a place you can walk llamas with a leash. I want to do that, but I feel kind of creepy doing that, man. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I might do that. Maybe for my birthday or something. That's a good place to hit up. I'm serious. You get them for 2 hours. You can walk on trails with the llama.
All right, folks, listen. Last year for Phil's birthday, we put together an amazing birthday video with everybody from the community saying happy birthday, Phil. People sharing their own like little toy llamas. I remember CWH sharing that as well. But I think we have a new goal. Phil, your birthday's in September. That's in 5 months. Folks, people in the chat, people in the first minute, we got to get Phil a day with a llama.
Everybody's got to come too.
Two of them. No, it's just
me and the llama. Like, come on,
this is a romantic soiree. You and the llama. That'll be it. So that's
romantic soiree. Come on, dude. All right.
Okay.
Down.
What are your announcements?
I'm gonna be straight up.
What are these announcements?
I had 3 announcements. I can only remember 2. I'm not even joking, dude. I have a history of that. I talk way too much, man. We talk too much, and I don't remember what I want to say. So I'm just gonna say them in no particular order. I'm just gonna say what's on my mind. Who said that? King Dragon. King Dragon
said.
King Dragon. I'm gonna see you soon, man.
I'll pitch
King Dragon's got like the itinerary of the century at NFT NYC. I think you can fit in a llama visit with the real Phil D somewhere in the Big Apple, man. All right.
You think they got llamas in New York? That's great. That's a nice.
They must have a zoo. I think there's some kind of zoo, like the Brooklyn Zoo or something like that, right? But anyways, so announcement number 1.
Okay, Phil's announcement.
If you're in the First Mint Discord, I have my Discord open right now on my screen. If I see you posting shit and you're not actually in here, I'm taking names. All right. It's completely unacceptable not to be part of the live show right now and then chatting your life away in our Discord. All right. Not cool. I don't like that. All right. I'm taking names. Announcement number 2.
Okay.
At some point during the show, there will be a code that will be dropped by the real Phil D for a special The First Mint Live revamped episode 1 live show POAP.
Oh.
Yeah. How about that, LG?
POAP.
Yeah. A POAP.
Who made the POAP?
Not a hall pass, a POAP.
Who made the POAP?
I made the POAP, dude. I'm a pro.
You made the POAP?
Yeah.
You're making POAPs now?
Oh, I'm making POAPs now. So since the last time you saw me, I've evolved now into making POAPs and things like that. So there will be a POAP. And I will say this. Wow. I don't know what number we're going to stop. But if you collect all these POAPs that are only available for a few hours, and I did extend them into tomorrow morning for the people listening to the show in the morning, if you claim one of these POAPs, and there's only 150 of them available tonight, if you claim one of these and you collect every single one of them until we decide that it's over, you may be eligible to win some kind of prize. I don't know what. Maybe it's to join me on the llama trek, something like that. That'd be a really cool prize. You know, we'll fly you out and you can join the real Phil D playing with llamas all day for his birthday. But something. We'll have something for you. I think you'll be excited to see the POAP. So basically, before I drop the code, which is not going to happen now, what you need to do first is you need to actually download the app if you don't have the app, because I will be providing a secret word. It's a secret code. And once I give that secret code, you have to head over to the app and mint your POAP. And you will get a serial number. The faster you go, the better the serial number. And that'll be number one. So again,
wow.
And why that has something to do with merch, you have to read the description to see what it has to do with the merch.
It has something to do with merch?
It might have something to do with merch, man. You just have to read the description first. I know in the background now the TFM team is just like, oh, fuck, what did the real Phil D do, man?
Yeah, what's happening?
Away
I don't even know about these POAPs.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. For anybody who doesn't know what a POAP is, Phil, how would you describe it? How would you describe what a POAP is? Spelled P-O-A-P.
It sounds really weird. Like it sounds like something else that I don't want to talk about. But for me, it always reminds me of something super weird. Fuck, we're not going there. Maybe we'll talk about that after. But a POAP is, I don't know, dude. Is it like, I don't even know how to describe it, man. It's just something you mint. I don't know. You're the POAP king, man. I just made them. I have no clue.
Okay, that's fair. It's a badge. You can call it a badge. It is proof of attendance protocol. Okay, and they look like this. I'll show you right now. They look like this.
Oh,
okay. These are mine.
Creepy collection.
Why is it creepy? Why is it a creepy?
I don't know. Where's your own POAP? Where's your birthday POAP, man?
I never got my own birthday POAP. Okay, I took the day off. You can't blame me for that.
Why is there a run club POAP? I didn't get that.
You gotta ask Jimmy Mouton about that one, man.
Jimmy
okay,
Moots.
anyways, these are POAPs. They're given to you. They're basically free. You just claim them. So when Phil gives you the code, you can go to app.poap.xyz, I think, to claim it, or you need to download the app. There's an app. So we're making you download apps now. It's not even a sponsored thing. We're making you download apps for POAP. Anyways, I got a bunch of cool ones. I've been collecting them for a while, and they also collect ETH addresses. So now we'll know if you have an Ethereum address. We will know who has these. Okay, we're gonna know you. Okay, we're gonna know you. Anyways, so these are all the ones I have. I got a bunch from. Most of them are from our own events. First minutes.
Wow.
I got the worm one.
These, man.
This might be my proudest one when I met the big worm in NFC or NFT NYC.
The big worm was on a Twitter Spaces today, and I'm not gonna lie, I was super creeped out. I didn't know what was happening in there. I had it on at work, and I'm like, okay, it sounds like they're telling like Macbeth stories or something. They're all speaking in like weird, like ancient language, and I didn't know what was going on, man. Like it'd be dope to meet the worm and all that, like you guys did, but I don't know, man. Okay. I don't know what to think of that.
You're gonna meet the worm. You're gonna meet the worm in a month in New York. Okay, the worms. They're building another giant worm. Last time they built a giant worm, and now there's gonna be an even bigger one. So you better be ready for it, pal.
That's exciting.
Okay, what else? What's your other announcement?
I don't know. I completely forgot. I had three.
Well, that was only one. No, you said you had three, and you gave us
two.
one.
I gave a heads up to people in the First Mint Discord if they dare not.
Oh, that's the announcement.
Yeah,
that was the announcement.
I'm taking names, and I'm going in there with guns blazing after the show, going after the people that were interacting more in there than they are in our chat. We want everybody in here having a good time. And second announcement was that there will be a POAP for tonight. I don't know the third announcement, dude. I really forgot, actually.
Okay, you can interrupt the show at any moment that you give us the third announcement.
Actually, that's the third announcement. Yes, I got it now. Right. There is a fantastic chance tonight that, as has been the case in the past, all right, until I get properly set up, all right. Remember that nice headset I had with the microphone? It's gone. All right. It's
what
shattered.
Happened to it?
I don't know.
What happened?
When the kids had, and during the pandemic, kids were like working or going to school remotely for a bit. And I used to hide it. And then I got a call one day, hey, can I just use it? My mic sucks. Yeah, okay, you can use it. And I should have known. I mean, like the next call was it doesn't work anymore. And I called HyperX. Nothing they can do. They're like, yeah, we don't know. We don't know what's happening. Can't get one. So I'm using like, look at this.
Oh, hey, why is that so far away? Oh, now it's on. Oh, what a loser.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Hey, send help for Phil.
Hey, the whole thing unplugged by accident.
No, I can't hear you. Phil, we can't hear you.
Shut up,
man.
I can see the little arrow moving.
Phil, are you there? Phil.
I'm not falling for that, man. That's complete BS, dude. So that happened. And but here's the warning. There is a very good chance. And if you followed my podcast show in the past when I worked for the NBA 2K League, There were a couple of shows where I faded completely to black, like in the darkness, where all you would
that
see
happened.
is my...
Hold on, that happened on our show, Phil.
I know, that's where it all
happened
started.
last winter when Top Shot started. That happened off the bat. It's like you'd start and it'd be like beautiful like this, and then by the end, all we could see were your eyes. Like we couldn't see anything else.
And my teeth,
like,
my teeth too.
And your teeth and your eyes after like an hour. It was really
so. There's a wonderful.
Thought it was weird.
Big time plunge thought it was weird. There's a huge chance that happens tonight because it's an ugly day here and the daylight is fading. But I do have a special weapon that I'm going to pull out. It may not work. And this is the huge heads up to everybody. For those who don't know, when I do these shows, I don't wear pants. Okay? Ever. That's just my stuff. All right? Zero pants. Nothing's going on down there. All right? If I have to get up and turn that light on.
Like too new? Like you got nothing at all?
I'm not telling you what's going on, man. All I said is I don't have pants on. The rest of it is for you to find out if you ever want to. But if I fade completely to dark, LG, I'm going to have to get up and turn on the actual room light, which is garbage. And everyone's going to see. CT. That's good. Well, CT, you have to know this because I told you there's a good chance that I fade to dark at some point tonight. And if I can't get my little special weapon to work, which is the plan, then I'm going to have to get up. And I'm going to have to kind of scamper around to try and turn the light on. So I'm just giving you a heads up. We'll put a disclaimer up before that happens. And hopefully it's after 9 o'clock if that happens. We don't.
Okay. Wow. This is we're 20 minutes into the new live show reformat, and let me just recap that Phil had 3 announcements, forgot one of them, and only made 2, and then isn't wearing pants. And that there's a new segment called Phil's announcements. So I love that. This is we're bursting out of the gate here. And Phil has also threatened everybody in our Discord. So it's good. We're actually this is bursting right out of the gate. I love it. This has been great. And it's perfect time to bring in our guests, bring in our community members. So let's go one at a time. Okay? Because everybody, both of them deserves their own round of applause. So please welcome back to the first minute. Corporate trash.
Wow, that goes on for a while.
Whoa.
Hey.
Whoa.
What's up?
CT still incognito.
I look great.
I was going to say, you look different. You look different than last time. I think you had your ape last time you came on the show.
I got my Juicebox friend representing.
Yeah, rep that. What is? Can you tell us more about Juicebox Friends? Is that still going on?
Yeah, it's a really just fun collection. It's by Sarah Stargirl, and she started out just by drawing everyone's profile picture in this manner for free because we used to kind of go back and forth in our chat using this as an emoji and kind of as a response. If we didn't want to say anything mean, we were trying to be quiet on the matter. We just send a Juicebox friend, So that's how I feel right now with the state of NFTs. I'm just sort of trying to keep quiet, So.
I have a Juicebox friend story. I'll tell you what, when I started seeing all of you guys getting them, I'm like, okay, what are these things? All right. I got to get me one of these. I don't know where to go. I couldn't find a website.
All hand drawn.
Yeah. So I reached out.
This one's for Phil.
I reached out. I did not hear back from them. Okay. I'm like, can I get one? I'll pay. I don't know. I just want one. They look dope.
Oh, Phil, did you try and be an influencer? You tried to
get I slid into the DMs and I got rejected huge for this thing, man. I did. Right when I asked was when they made the announcement that we're not making them for anyone anymore. It's over. I'm like, yeah, all right.
Oh, wow. You got rejected by Juicebox Friends.
I got rejected by Juicebox Friends, man. I'm not drinking from any Juicebox anytime soon. That's for sure. I was hurt for a long time, so I still follow. I don't unfollow. It's kind of really heavy, but I was pretty hurt.
It hurt. Shit. Oh well. Well, CT, what do you have to say for yourself?
About what? Juicebox Friends? Or what?
Yeah. What do you say that you're endorsing a project that dissed Phil privately?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're cute. That's all I pretty much have to say about it. I think they make me happy. That's why I like them.
Okay, that's important.
No,
is there a motto?
Right.
Is there a motto
at all?
Is there a motto for Juicebox Friends?
There's 2 competing mottos. It's very intense in the Juicebox Friends community. One person likes sip sip, but the other person likes slurp slurp. So it's dangerous out there. People are just going back and forth all the time.
The last time I heard slurp slurp, LG, I know you know where I'm going with this. The last time I heard slurp slurp was on the Joe Millionaire show, the old version.
Oh boy!
No, I'm serious. That was the sound effect they were trying to make us believe.
We should have done a poll of how long it would take for some reality show to be referenced show. Like it's usually man. I think there's a record. We're like 25 minutes in, and it took this long for a reality show to come up. And it's usually either Joe Schmo, Joe Millionaire, and that's it. And that's usually one of those two reality or Survivor.
I have a question for CT.
Current references only sounds like. From
okay.
Joe.
That's fine. That was too long ago, and it was very inappropriate. But they tried to make us believe that was going on in the woods, and by putting those words at the bottom, it was super weird. Anyways, I want to know something. Is it true that a Twitter Spaces was held where people actually showed up there and didn't speak a word the entire Spaces with their juice boxes? And if it's true, tell me what that was like. Like, what is that? How do you even do that? What do you just hit emojis all day, or what?
Yeah, it was iconic. I think, our friend Lil Newbie set it up after it minted out, and she just titled it "No Talking, Just Vibes." And there was like 100 plus people in there, all just like with the heart.
Lose my mind.
Slurping.
I would open my mic and say something. I can't handle that kind of stuff.
That's what Steph Studio eventually did, but it went on for a while. So.
Yeah. Wow.
That's okay. You know what? I will say I have an appreciation for people that run spaces like that. I remember you guys remember when the Brantley, the guy who's been on our show before, the guy from ENS, they dug up some old tweets of his that were not very nice. And they had this Twitter Spaces like 3,000 people where like he defended himself, and then eventually it just kind of fell apart, and then people were mad, and then everybody just left. And then the person running it, like everybody, she was like, "All right, everybody, let's relax. Let's start a meditation." And then one guy came on and started playing like a flute, and then they just started doing this like meditation that went on. It was pretty wild. And another great Spaces like that was On-Chain Monkeys, very early on, not long after they minted for free. I think had a meditation Spaces where they talked about bringing back the extinct white rhino. So, anyways, a lot of appreciation.
What is that? What does that mean? I don't even know what you're saying right now, man. What is a great white rhino? Seriously, what is that?
We need more silent. We need more silent Twitter Spaces. I think.
How about we do a live show that's silent? CT.
I love that. I love that. Perfect.
Why?
We all just stare at the camera.
All of a sudden?
We all just stare. We see with 2 hours of staring at the camera.
That is wild. I couldn't do that. I'll leave.
Comments
we haven't. I told people, we said in the tweet earlier that we would talk about Top Shot Score, and we haven't done it yet. So we will in a minute.
We can do that.
But we cannot do it.
You don't want to
without our next guest, because he loves Top Shot. He loves tweeting about Top Shot. He loves his Series 2 throwdown set. So please welcome a longtime producer and our shepherd.
Whoa!
Yes, there he is.
I was promised no Top Shot talk.
What? No.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I was promised no Top Shot talk.
It's not Top Shot. It's Top Shot Score. It's TSS. It's Top Shot Score. It's different.
I'm sure that's so much better.
Top Shot Talk is Top Shot Talk is like a dude with a show, man. That's a different shout out Top Shot Talk, but that's a completely different thing.
Look at Quad's hat.
His audience must be struggling.
Quad, I have to say, you really remind me of someone that I remember from my childhood. Actually, it was my high school years. I went to a hockey tournament in Hearst, Ontario. And we'd go to the local McDonald's. And Hearst, Ontario is a town so far up north that the snow is above the houses. I'm not even joking. Okay, look it up. And we'd go to the local McDonald's, and there was this old lady that would serve us, and we called her Lanny McDonald. Okay, that's all I'm saying. If you don't know who Lanny McDonald is, look it up.
I never told some old lady.
I'm just saying. Anyways.
What is going on?
You know what? The new thing that happens every 10 minutes on this show, Phil shares a story from his childhood. That's the new trend on First Mint Live, is that every 10 minutes, Phil has a different childhood story of something like that. Why did you call her Lanny McDonald?
Look up Lanny McDonald on Google, and that would be self-explanatory. And we're not saying anymore. So, Quad, you kind of remind me of that. You're a lot younger than her, but you've got all the other.
Lanny McDonald is like an old hockey player.
Oh my God, that's so
accurate. You were so rude to this lady then.
No, we didn't call her that. We said, do you want to go to McDonald's and see Lanny McDonald? We didn't say that to her face, obviously.
Oh, you made it sound like you would call this old lady working.
No, never. I would never do that. I was
like you walk in like, hey, Lanny.
I was a freshman. I was miserable. I was made to sleep outside of the hotel room by some of the veterans I was staying with. It was like an initiation. So that was our only kind of pleasure, was going to the McDonald's. And yeah,
this is turning into therapy sessions for Phil. He's going to walk us through his childhood trauma of being bullied on hockey teams. And
I love it though, Quad. You really fit into the McDonald's brand here.
Yeah. For anybody listening to this later, Quad is wearing a McDonald's hat. Quad, what's up with the McDonald's hat?
I just got off work. So
because
I haven't had time to put my
because you work at McDonald's now.
Because I work at McDonald's.
That would, out of all NFT people, it would be the most shock. If you were working at McDonald's now, Quad, we'd be in serious shit. If
I know, I think at worst I would own a McDonald's. So
there you go. I saw that movie with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, that was a really good movie.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Movie.
Yeah, there you go, man. That could be you, the founder. Anyways, okay. We have a lot of things to talk about now. We got the whole squad on. This is the squad. Everybody I wanted here.
Squad in the house.
We did promise people to talk about Top Shot. So Quad, I know you don't have to. You can leave for a couple minutes if you want.
Oh shit.
But,
I'm gonna enjoy being here.
No, but this is actually good because Quad is is critical Top Shot. I think Phil and I are kind of in the middle. CT, I don't know where you're at, but there is news, and they are Quad. I will tell you, with this kind of stuff, they are trying to bring people like you back for sure, right? They want people like you back. They want people who went on to other.
Why don't they want me back?
Well, okay, Phil, they want you back too. I don't know. I don't freaking know. I don't know. Whatever. They want everybody to come in and play.
Okay.
Did you guys read the announcement? Did you guys read what's going on?
Nope. I have no idea.
No.
Hold on
a
second.
I read it and I was in the spaces.
Okay.
It just ended a little bit ago.
CT, we need a breakdown. I'm begging you, because I told LG before the show I wanted to come on here as an educational thing and find out from you guys what had happened with the huge announcement and the office hours. So I'm glad one of you guys listened to it. Tell us what the gist of it was.
Boy, I can try my best, but essentially they changed the scoring system so that it rewards it based on like marketplace spend. So essentially, like if you have a legendary of just like some guy, it won't be worth as much as if you have a legendary of like LeBron James. And then there's more to it too. They did something with team sets where they broke it into like historical or like current team only, and then like full including historical. So there's like a lot going on. So
what the hell is going on?
Your voice is kind of like breaking down.
Sounds like Yoda. What's going on?
Oh, let me change my headphones. Okay, hold on.
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was just making this like kind of sound when you were talking. So it was a little.
That was pretty cool. I'd love to hear you talk like that all the time, CT.
I think her line is actually bugged by Roham, and he was just making sure he didn't need to shut it off at 1 second when she said something negative about it.
I think so too. Can you hear me now? I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh, see, she's back now.
We're good. We got
no. So essentially, yeah, they changed it so that it's based on marketplace spend, and then it rewards people who collect kind of like higher end. You get more points if you collect like a legendary LeBron than if you just collect some legendary guy. And then also they changed team set so that it's kind of broken into two. You can do the full team set, including the historical, like Steve Nash and stuff. And then, or you could do just the current team. So like who's here right now. So they've changed it a lot. I don't have every detail, but yeah.
Okay. And are you excited or what?
I mean, I don't know what it means because they like don't have any details on. I mean, mine's 100,000, but I have no context of what that means or what that'll give me.
Okay.
So I think Alexa was like 51 million.
I asked LG
what? Wait, you had
million.
What do you? What's 51 million? You just said you had 100,000. Yep.
But the Alexo guy or AL?
Yeah, that other guy that wasted money on Top Shot.
Yeah, 51 million. Yeah,
51 million.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, we got to get Arsenic on here. See what he has. He's got.
He posted actually. Arsenic posted his score. I can't remember what he said.
Is that just to make people feel better that they say they have gazillions of collector scores? Is that what it's designed to do? Right? I mean, it seems like the big whales are posting because they're excited because they have gazillions of
because they spent a bunch of money on Top Shot.
Here we go.
But I mean, wow.
There we go. So Arsenic's score is 15,093,676. This is a big score. I don't know about the big scores. Mine is like 700,000, which I guess is good. But I think it's a little challenging because I think it's hard to judge this because we don't really know what it's going to be used for yet. right? Like we don't like it's like the blog. I did read the blog. I didn't get a chance to listen to the spaces, but it does have a lot about how like there's going to be an early adopter bonus that lasts like pretty much a year. So up until the end of Series 4, which is already stapled as June 23rd or June 20th or something like that, 2023. So at the end of next year's finals, I guess. And then, yeah, I think kind of what I took from it, and I saw some people saying in the chat, is that it's designed to, it's basically like a blend of marketplace spend on specific moments and like just general collecting. And the part that I didn't really understand is whether like how the sets are going to work, because sets are kind of involved, but looks like that there's like a new version of the sets. Like there's team series checklists, then contemporary team checklists, and then all-time team checklists, and that you get different amounts of points for completing the checklists, checklists. But I don't really, and then you get like bonus. So you still get like all the team sets, which are what they're supposed to be, but then the point score of the moments is based on how much you bought it for. And then there's a part in there, and Quad, I think you'll like this part, about like right off the bat in the second blog. There's two blogs for this.
Oh,
there's immediately a part, I forget which one it's in. There's immediately a part about wash trading that's like, wash trading is against the code of conduct, so don't do it or else we'll get you. Like basically like that's, oh yeah.
What does that mean? Like, what does that mean exactly?
Well, basically that like people could up their score by purposely buying and selling moments to themselves with or to their friend for like a high price. Kind of like people have been doing on Looks Rare for the entire year. Basically, it's just wash trading like a bunch of stuff really high. Quad didn't like that. Quad heard Looks Rare and
interesting.
A little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, CT didn't like that.
I just got breaking news. A message that says someone tell Quad he looks like he's from Narcos.
Y'all being mean to Quad tonight.
Well, hold on, CT. I mean, there's a lot of characters in Narcos.
Wait, I don't understand if that's a negative or a positive.
Yeah, I don't think that's a nice thing. Like,
oh, there's some cool dudes in there.
CT. Geez.
Yeah, CT just dissed you. I think that CT dissed you.
I've never seen Narcos. I've never seen Narcos. I just assumed
you've never seen Narcos. You don't even know. How can you say it's an insult? That's like being like, hey, Phil looks like a Care Bear, and you're like, that's mean. I've never seen Care Bears. Like, it's like you can't judge.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah, why was Care Bears the immediate thing?
Wow,
I know that's weird, LG. That's weird, man. A lot of people born after like 1990 do not know what Care Bears.
All right, Smoggies. Anybody remember
what is Smoggies? What? What are you saying, man? Power Rangers.
Power Ranger. Phil does not look like a Power Ranger. All right. I don't really know. So I think does anybody? Are there any immediate reactions from Twitter or anything like that about this Top Shot score?
I didn't see anything. I just saw people flexing. That's it.
Okay, yeah, people are flexing. Okay, that's good. I think
is that good or bad? Probably good.
I think it's honestly, Quad. I think that the thing here is that it's literally the only thing that they can do anything with. You know what I mean? Like there's no current action, because like I think in the blog post it promises a lot of like, okay, you'll still qualify for these drops, and then they're also integrating the leaderboards as well. So they're taking kind of like the leaderboards from Live Token and basing them on something, I'm not sure what, but then basically people at the top of the leaderboard, I think over time will get rewards. And it does say in there, you will get like other moments. And also you might get other flow NFTs, which is something I talked about on the podcast like months ago, that like trade tickets or whatever should get you other flow NFTs. So that's good. That to me is like that is probably the most exciting part, because you don't know what those are going to be. And like I'd love that is like if you're on the top of the leaderboard every month for every team or something like that, you get like another Flowfest pack that just has like a bundle of rando NFTs or something like that.
They also mentioned one thing. Hold on. They said that crafting is coming too, meaning like
you can everybody says that.
Well, that's what I'm just saying. That's what they said. Like rare moments can be burned to craft better moments.
The only ones that ever did crafting were Tops, the Wax project there. Okay, they started crafting, then they got rid of it. And I think NFTU, is that right, LG? They also do.
Yes, NFTU. Our partners at NFTU have started crafting, and they have challenges every week right now.
But that's it. Everyone else has promised it. We haven't seen it yet. I'll believe it when I see it.
Candy promised it as well. Candy said it's coming at the end of June, I think.
No, the next announcement is coming at the end of June.
The announcement's coming at the end of June. Okay.
Could you imagine if Top Shot from the beginning made you burn all the moments to complete a challenge?
That'd be wonderful.
How different of a market it would be if literally you had to choose.
True. I agree
reward
with that.
or 10 moments. Which one do you choose?
Well, the rewards would be way more exciting that way too.
Yep.
Right. The rewards would be a lot. They'd be a lot more valuable. Even things like the Cool Cats rewards, right? You'd have a totally different dynamic in the Cool Cats set, because then you'd have half of those like 12,000s or 10,000s or 20,000s or all those different tiers of Cool Cat releases. They'd be at all these different skewed numbers. So even someone like Osimo, his League of Cool Cats might be worth a lot more if they were cut in half from the original.
That's right.
Actually, no, that was a reward. That was the first reward. So that wouldn't.
But
matter, Well,
wow.
Well, let's hope. I think at the end of the day, guys, like especially even and I do have a question at the end for Phil and for Quad. I think at the end of the day, like we've always kind of felt the same way, that we want this stuff to work. So I hope that this has been done. I feel like Top Shot's worked really hard on this, and that I hope it's built with a long-term vision, right? Because I think it's not. We always expect it to come out of the gates with like a bang of just like, what does this mean for me right now? Which is like a normal NFT thing. But I hope that it's like, even if they have in here, like, hey, there's an early adopter score that lasts for an entire 13 months. I think that that's a good, like, okay, like before you judge whether this system works or not, you have to wait at least a few months of like drops and collecting and rewards and once again, give them a chance to get it right before you can make up your mind. Phil and Quad, what would it take for you guys to start collecting Top Shot again?
I don't know, man. Like honestly, like I'm not collecting. I'm just buying like cheap Raptor stuff, so I can say I'm collecting my own team. That's kind of the approach I've taken with all the sports NFTs, to be honest with you, is collect stuff I like. I'm not part of the challenges. I don't care for the challenges. I actually had a really big collector, because you have to understand, LG, a lot of the people who started with the first mint and started with Top Shot, a lot of them, I recently evolved to ETH and stuff. A lot of them have not. A lot of them are still stuck on Top Shot, and they don't want to do anything else. They only want to do Top Shot, right? So it's really tough for them to kind of give up on it. But I actually had hold on, let me see if I can find his message. I would love to read it to you just to show you how a passionate collector is actually feeling right now, because I told him that I might read this on the show tonight. He sent it to me last night, and I won't say who it is out of respect for that person. But here it is. So I'm not sure where you are and aren't, but I'm a supporter of Flow Stuff. Hold on. No, sorry. I'm reading the wrong.
This is the person. This is the message you got. This is from your.
This is someone who listened to your podcast yesterday. Okay. And then sent me a message. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Said he just finished listening to LG on the pod. Let me just find the good one here. Yeah. I don't. He sent me a lot of messages. I'm just trying to find the right one. 1 second. Christ. I always get lost in these things. I should have had it ready. Okay. Here's what he said. He started the message before he told me to listen to the pod. This is how he started. Maybe you can talk me off the ledge. I know things are down, and this is separate from that. Has Top Shot lost all its appeal? I feel like the challenges are stale. The lack of pack drops has also lowered my interest. Playoff moments seem to be a miss again because they have no value. I find myself caring less and sometimes going days without checking Top Shot, which has never happened before. Seriously considered selling it all if there was an easy way to move into better projects. They started as an innovative project, and I feel like they just turned into a digital version of collecting cardboard now. Equally as boring and lottery driven is what this collector said. And this is someone who's only ever done Top Shot stuff. And this is how they feel. So for me, that's a little concerning, right? Because it's true. I don't go on Top Shot more than once a week, maybe even at all. Do you know what I mean? When we used to check it 100 times a day. So I don't know what it would take to bring us back. I have no idea. They're going to have to put a lot of effort into maybe bringing in collectors that have given up on Top Shot and having discussions with them. I don't know what that would do, but you got to start somewhere. Things like this today will not bring people back. They just won't. I'm not coming back because of today, because I didn't even care to find out what today was until now. And I still don't care after that. It's sad, man. You know what I'm saying? But here's where we're at. I'm sure Quad has a wilder explanation of that and is probably going to go off on them. But
did that person, did they say that before Top Shot score or like in the last like 2 hours?
No, this was last night.
This is last night. Okay.
Last night.
Okay.
God,
Quad in constructively.
No, I mean, honestly, constructively, I'm probably not going back, and there's probably nothing they can do to like get me back, right? Like, I think at the point with me is just like, there's other options out there now that I love more, like NFL All Day. So why would I keep, $7-8 grand in moments over on Top Shot when I can go buy $7-8 grand worth of Packers moments and actually like be like, oh, this is my team, I like them, right? So I think back in the day, Top Shot was like the only sports NFT like available to collect, and so it attracted a lot of us like sports fans, but not necessarily diehard NBA fans. Like, I'm a fan of players, I'm not even a fan of teams, right? Mm-hmm. And now that there's other products out there, I think they're going to lose a lot of those original people that aren't as diehard NBA fans because they didn't make the platform more fun. Like where's Hardcourt, which was supposed to like bring on a whole new like type of user that's like more game focused and things like that. Like, I literally haven't heard anybody mention Hardcourt in probably a year, probably because the initial tests were absolute trash. We kind of figured they would be.
Yeah, it was since I think it was when I did the interview with Roham and he said that Hardcourt.
No, there was a secret video that came out of NFT NYC last year showing like some sort of video game, and people were freaked out that was like the demo for Hardcourt. I don't think it was. I don't even know what that was.
I remember that too.
What was that? That wasn't Hardcourt. Someone just found some kind of basketball video game, played it, and the whole world went nuts, and it wasn't even Hardcourt.
Yeah. I'd be down if Hardcourt, like, it doesn't be a AAA game. If it was like a basic game, like that would still be cool.
Oh, if it was like NBA Jam or whatever, like.
Yeah. Okay.
No, at this point, they should have just rolled out anything just to say they did it and then improve as they go. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's fair. CT, what do you think?
I mean,
I saw you typing in the chat while these guys were talking. Like you realize you're. I was gonna say, you're live and you can talk to us.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, no, I still like Top Shot. I think they definitely took their eye off the ball for a very long time in terms of the supply issues that they had, just pumping up tons of supplies, saying this is how we're going to get new people into it. But actually, like, they never needed that much supply, in my opinion. So I think they definitely took their eye off the ball and then got lost in the sauce of all the challenges, which at first were fun, but now it's like you're requiring, for example, you're requiring WNBA moments and NBA moments for like one challenge. Like, don't force that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get
the Twitter people upset, CT.
Oh no, it's fine. Like, I don't care. But I love NBA Top Shot. I honestly would argue that they are innovative, or at one point they were, and that the stickiness of going there and opening a pack, while that the fun of that has definitely eroded for a lot of people because they've lost a lot of money on the platform, I still think it's a blast. And what I say is I collect because I like to collect. It's less investing for me. It's more just like fun. It's like nostalgic at this point. But yeah, it's not so much an investment thing anymore. That's for sure.
I agree. That was over a long time ago, CT. And I'm kind of like you. Like, I still enjoy it because I love sports so much. But I say this on every Spaces and on every show we go. That's my new approach is Quad. You said you love to collect the Packers and stuff. Man, I'll go on all day. I'm not doing the challenges. I'm not spending big money. I'll buy the Bills players as they come. Maybe I'll just complete the entire Buffalo Bills common set just because. So that when, if this never, ever makes me money, I'll go back in 10 years and look at my collection and be like, all right, I got some really cool stuff in here. And I enjoy what I have in there. I'm not holding heavy bags because I went crazy buying something, hoping that it skyrockets. And that was the mentality we all had for such a long time, right? Is trying to predict the next move with Top Shot because, it was still profitable even after the big dip back in whatever month it was last year. There were still ways to make money, right? You could still get packs, get huge money. But now it's become, for me, as long as I keep it a collector thing, it takes away some of the anger when I don't like the way things are going. Like, I'm good. Yeah. I barely have moments in my collection. It's a bunch of Raptors and Top Shot. I'm happy with that. I'll live with that forever. I don't care.
You can still make money in Top Shot and all day. You just have to front run the announcements with insider info. That's how you do it.
Oh my God.
And just an update on the person that sent me that message last night, LG. And again, this is one of your faithful listeners. They said that today did not move the needle for them at all. So
I don't think it was. I don't know. I will say one thing. I think there's Okay, two things. One, I have to call Phil out really quick because on his birthday, I gave him some valuable Raptors moments, and he sold them so he could buy ballers, which is fine. Which is totally fine. And I didn't realize that until like months later. I was like, oh, Phil like got some cash from somewhere to buy ballers. And I was like, oh yeah, he just sold the expensive shit I gave him.
Hey, listen,
listen, present is for you to do whatever the hell you want to. I would say here.
Jesus Christ. That's not the mute button, dude. You turned your camera off. Wrong button.
Yeah, Quad, you turned off your camera but not your microphone, so you can fucking see.
You obviously horked something out, man, into the screen or something.
Yikes.
It's been a while. It's been a while since we've done a lot.
Don't let him near the fries after that,
man.
Whoa, what the hell
is that, man?
What the fuck is that?
What is that? Is that your latest vape?
What is this? Quad has just pulled out some kind of tiny purple ice cream toy.
It's not after hours, man. Don't put that.
Is that that's some kind of drug or something like that? That looks illicit. Sure. I'm going to tell you right now. That looks like
it's the Juice Box Friends physical release.
It's the Juice Box.
Okay. Hold on.
You guys didn't get that?
Okay, back to LG's story here.
Okay, back to my long story about I was shaming Phil.
That's right.
Shaming Phil. What I will say, I don't even know if this is something to fix or if it's something to be proud of. I don't even know. But one thing I find that is really unique about Top Shot is that we still talk about it. We still talk about it this much. And I mean that in the way that it's like, I haven't really observed other projects have their fan bases that talk about it, but the fan bases are very like hot, cold. People are, like, I don't know. It's just like the project kind of moves. Whereas like, I find a lot of the conversation around Top Shot is focused around fixing it. Right. Even something like this, it's like we're a lot less like even the questions I ask you guys. And that's part of kind of like the whole like baked cake of the whole conversation is like, I'm still asking you guys to be like, what's it going to take for you to come back? What's it going to take for them to get more collectors? Like what's, we're still kind of talking about that. We've been talking about that for a year, like when marketing, like when what the communication mishap sets everybody back, makes people quit. Like we have this constant conversation about like who's gonna fix it, who's driving the car there, like what happened to the GM, he's gone, what the fuck, who's driving who's who's flying the plane now, you know what I mean? Like but I'm saying is like it's like, and I find as much as other projects have very similar conversations for sure. Obviously you tap into like, I don't know, Apes Twitter is like kind of nuts, but where they have the same conversation as this, there's also like, there's not, I don't know. I find the part where we just keep talking about that part to be exhausting. And obviously it's an evolving product and something where it's like NFTs are still new. They're still going to evolve a lot. And something I've been talking about a lot lately. I just find that it's like, at what point do we remove the part? Like at what point does the part where we talk about whether this has been fixed or not become less noise than the part where people are just enjoying it? Right. And is it enjoyable for enough people for it to be like for the people to be like, listen, I don't want to talk about fixing it anymore. I enjoy it for what it is. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I think that hopefully, I don't know this because I haven't really kind of like processed this news enough, but I hope, and I think everybody here does hope that it's like, well, maybe this over the long term can do that. That it's like, great, Quad, you don't want to come back. Don't come back. That's fine. Collect Green Bay Packers moments. Phil, collect a couple Raptors moments. Collect whoever they draft next year because you want to get some rookies. CT, keep collecting them because you like them. And then I hope that just becomes more of the conversation than the current part now, which is like every other stream I'm tuning into and everything to kind of see like, oh, they're still talking about does this fix Top Shot or does this? How do we fix that? Right. You get what I'm saying? It's just like, at what point is it, is it, okay, it's fixed now and it is what it is. And we have to accept that. And they're going to bring in users through different marketing. It's up to them to go do their marketing and they're going to do that. And the people that are there are just enjoying it. And does that exist? And is it just that we're all just these old geezers now, just kind of, swirling in circles being like, fucking Top Shot. Blah. And it's just like, we're taking away from the people that are new or that have stuck around. They're just trying to enjoy it. You know what I mean? So
they need to quit. They need to quit like after this, right? They got this early adopter bonus and whatever. Like they need to quit trying to get us back. Like they need to.
Do you think that's what it is? Do you think
that's what it is? You need to move to new users. The problem that worries me is their inability to attract new users. That is what should really worry people long-term about Top Shot, not whether they're going to make me or Phil or any of the OG collectors like come back. Like in my opinion, the amount of new people you have out there is way bigger than the amount of old people that you're trying to convince to come back. it's the fact that like you're not seeing new user growth. That's where they need to focus, in my opinion, moving forward. Like 95% of
and that's
effort.
it's because it's something that depends on new user growth, which I think is the part you have to acknowledge. Whereas like even other, it's not comparable to other NFT collections, because other NFT collections are like for a whole year we're like, hey, here's 10,000 of them, that's it. And then once in a while they're like, here's another 10,000, we're just giving them to the people that already have them, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, or here's a whole different game of go get these other things or whatever. But there's like, whereas this is like every week it's like, hey, here's new packs, right? So it's the dynamic that there's no precedent yet for an NFTs for how you can make that functional and steadily bring in new users. And then what's happened in that time too, Quad, is, you know this, I talk about this all the time. Normal people found out about NFTs, decided not to join, and now fucking hate NFTs.
That's
like
exactly
NFTs,
what I was going to say. Yeah.
Go ahead, CT. Take it from there. I want to hear from you.
CT unmuted a long time ago, just so you know, LG. I was going to say something, but you were talking, but CT's been ready to go here. She's been wound up. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I know. I was afraid she was going to type in the chat again. So CT, tell us what you think.
Normalize typing in the chat. No, I was just going to say, like, with NFTs, I mean, it's not just, Top Shot on an ability to get new users. It's just like NFT in general, also an ability to get new users, which I'm concerned about as well. So they might be kind of related. I'm hoping that, I'm optimistic that the general public will come around on NFTs, and maybe that'll help Top Shot. Maybe it won't, but I think they are related a tiny bit. It's not just up to Top Shot to bring NFTs to the mainstream, but it would be nice if they could help.
Well, I would say that would you agree with the statement, and open my eyes to other stuff too, if you don't, would you say that Top Shot is the most prominent project whose direct goal is to bring in new non-NFT collectors?
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't even know what you would say the goals of the other projects are. You know what I mean? Something like Jenkins Valet, it's like, okay, we raised money and we're going to go make films and shit like that and put Jenkins in books. And it's just like, that's not so that people who read the book, they're like, this is great, I'm going to go spend $6,000 on the NFT of this. Like, I don't think that that's the goal. They want to make books that freaking sell. You know what I mean? And then it's like, cool, like you own a Jenkins NFT, you get a little piece of that, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, is that what other projects are like? No, like, we're happy you're here, community, but we are at games or in the public arena of our theme, trying to bring all these normal people in and be like, listen, NFTs are sick, buy ours. Who's doing that?
I don't know.
I would actually say Doodles at South by Southwest was a great example of
that was dope, man.
And really I went to that thing, and like my girlfriend wanted a damn doodle after going there. She's like,
pictures, Quad.
They're $30,000 though, man. They're $30,000.
Yeah, that's up Quad's alley. Don't worry about that, CT. Quad pulls that out of his back pocket on a daily basis now, man. He goes back. Quad used to offer people like Zed Run horses in line for pack drops. Seriously, that's how we met Quad. He's like, I'll hook up everybody with a Zed horse here in this lineup.
Plus a lot of value there.
Quad, you have pictures of you at the Doodles thing, man. I didn't see that.
Yeah. No, CT, I definitely understand the dollar moment, right? And I think that's one thing that large NFT projects have to solve if they truly do want to be like a huge brand, right? But the other thing that I would argue though is if you're a fan of Nike or Supreme or any of these other, like, you don't own like any of that company or anything, you just buy releases and you feel like you're a part of that collector community, right? So there's no reason why owning a Doodle shirt like can't make you a part of that collector community. I think that there's just got to be other ways to like incorporate that with the blockchain, right?
Yeah.
It can't just be like, oh, I own a t-shirt, I'm part of the community. It's like, is it an NFT of the t-shirt? Is it like how do you create more of that community feel without diluting your Genesis holders? And I think that's what a lot of NFT projects are going to like have to figure out if they want to be a huge brand, is how do we bring in the person that wants to spend $150 or $100, but like feel like I'm wearing Doodles or I'm wearing something, right?
Well, Ben in the chat said Genies wants to be one of those onboarders, and that's a good point as well. I definitely agree with that. No, that's it.
Yeah, no, I definitely think like also because of how quickly these NFT projects like grew, that like you've got projects like Genies that is like building in the background, trying to like build this gigantic thing. But then obviously they take some hit for like Mr. X said, like, yeah, it's 9 months later and I finally got into the Genies project. Yeah. But that's because everybody's timeline is so like crazy shrunk down because of NFTs, right? So, 2 years from now, is Genies going to be something that every 12 to 15-year-old is going to have an avatar in, right? Like, will you potentially be able to use your Genie as your Facebook metaverse avatar, right? I know that not to bring up Facebook, right? The big bad non-Web3 company, but that's going to be huge for onboarding in terms of that.
Genies would be an acquisition. I think a lot of these companies as well might think of themselves, and I would say even in their pitch decks, because you want to raise 100. Excuse me, you want to raise 100 million or 12 million or whatever it is. Genies has done several rounds of a lot, and thinking of other recent raises, it's like you want to do that. Like you better put somewhere in your pitch deck. They're like, yeah, Facebook's going to buy us sometime, or some other giant company like that, right? Like that better be in there, some kind of like exit of that type. Like that's the only way you're getting some of that money from some of those bigger investors. And knowing that Facebook hasn't really built its own native product that's good in a really long time. That's definitely going to be their, I don't think that their homegrown efforts are going to are as promising as acquiring. Don't forget even things like Instagram and WhatsApp are apps that they acquired, not things that they built. So
they tried to buy Snapchat, like they tried to buy Twitter.
Well, and even their strategies for things that they bought have been to just cannibalize other things, right? Like remember, like stories didn't exist until Snapchat did it, and then Instagram was like, oh. Yeah, we'll just build the same feature and just destroy you. And then that's exactly what happened. So it'll just be like, yeah, go buy Genies and then like start making cool NFTs. And when some new innovation comes out, just do the same thing on Genies or something like that. We're way in the future here. Here's actually a question, Quad, something you said, in a couple of years, like hypothetically, like if every like 12, 15-year-old wants Genies, is it weird then that like dudes in their 30s are also collecting Genies?
That's
no, but just think about brands. Brands don't have kind of crossover. You know what I mean? But I'm thinking about that as like if I hold like I would want to hold like a Genie's like Genesis token, if that's some of these are, as like whatever, it's not a share, but we all know it's kind of a share or whatever that is, right? Like I'd want that, but I wouldn't be like, yeah, fuck yeah, Genies. If then like a 12-year-old goes like, yeah, Genies, you know what I mean? Like it's a little strange. You know what I mean? Like Phil's laughing.
I would argue though.
Phil has a kid that age, so it's like he definitely wants to share the brand. But you know what I'm saying though? Like Phil's not like fuck yeah, Ariana Grande.
They do have an early access for kids 13 to like 17. I'm serious, man. That's a thing.
No, but what I'm saying is that like I say, as an older person, you don't necessarily want to like the same brands that kids do. And as a kid, you don't necessarily want to like the same brands that dad does. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I get it.
A lot of people have brought that up. All the group interviews I've done as a curator for Genies, that has come up so many times by like original Top Shot collectors that are kind of weirded out. They've waited this long because they're not sure they want to do something that like, 16, 17-year-olds are all over. And they're kind of weirded out by the whole thing, but they don't want to miss the boat. I'm always laughing at this. So I'm like, Genies is what you make it out to be. All right. You can do whatever you want. You can promote your avatar. You can do so many things with your avatar in the digital world as your digital identity, but you can also just use it as your profile picture. Or if you like to play dress up on an app, you can also do that. That's up to you. Okay. You don't have to do what the kids are doing. But the kids will be there, man. This right.
Can I bring CT back into this for a second? Because you know who messages me every time there's a Genies drop with 30 seconds left before the drop? Is CT.
Wow,
not Phil, Phil, not anybody else. Always like, I'm just minding my own business in the middle of the day. Message from CT. I'm like, oh, is something happening with, I don't know, whatever project we're working on together? She's like, Heroes. She's like, Genie drop in 2 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's like, I always forget about it. So I just thought I'd remind you. But what Genies look like, I go on my Oculus like every day because I like to play mini golf and I like to play this game called Thrill of the Fight. But all the avatars on Oculus, they're like really not good. It would be really cool to have one that represents more like what I look like and like, stuff like that. And I know that they're going to have like a huge creator wearables thing where artists can make wearables and, have a revenue stream from that. So I'm excited about Genies. I think just like a lot of projects, it's just taking a bit of time. I think they have a ton of money, a ton of partnerships. And I think, as we all know, whoever does the Genies drops, it's like, it hasn't been great. But I think hopefully they're trying to break things so that when they do scale more, that they can fix it. So I sound like I'm like a bullish on everything today. I'm sorry, but I'm in a good mood today. So
well, I
know
good
mood. Wow, I'd love to see you in a bad mood.
CT. You know, I will say CT.
Quad loves that.
I have never seen you get too angry about anything.
I try.
No, that's not true. We don't need to go there, but I've seen CT angry.
Oh,
We all saw
you
CT angry a couple of Saturdays ago.
Yes,
we're not going to talk about it, but I've never seen CT so fired up.
I was so mad. It's true.
I feel like
you for that. Come on, man.
Wait, what were you mad about, CT?
The other deeds drop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what? You were raged and then you vanished. You're like, I'm out. You're gone.
Change and everything.
And we were like chatting about it late into the night. Be like, what's going on with CT? Gone. She was like, I lost all my gas. I'm just. I could tell like CT just had to like go outside and just like go and like.
Did you at least get refunded, CT?
Yeah. I got
okay.
Hey, okay.
All right. Just wanted. I know that's not like the same, but at least you got taken care of.
Just one thing.
Okay. How about
I enjoyed? Yeah, go ahead. Okay, I'll say it real quick.
I was just gonna say, CT. Just to finish that comment, then. Okay, you do get mad, and that's okay, and that's normal. You're not. And we do have it. We have a Twitter game at the end that's going to incorporate this kind of stuff.
Oh God.
But CT is not a angry or a like passive aggressive troll commenter. Let's say that. Like
I
CT.
try not to be.
Yes, yeah, like the three of us are at times. So it's just like
wow,
quad. This is the end of the episode today is the literal quad roast. So just you guys wait.
CT showed a side of her that we've always wanted to see that night. I absolutely enjoyed it. I saw it from a lot of people. A lot of influencers went bonkers that night, and that was actually what I was going to say. That was one of my favorite things. So the night started with all these influencers furious on Twitter. Yeah, I'm done with this. Screw this brand. Gone. But then they got their free airdrops of a deed, and it ended up having a coda on it. And all of a sudden, the anger was gone. People were just going nuts at the codas and the price that they were being sold at. It was the quickest change of pace I've ever seen from a lot of the influencers. I'm saying I'm not going to name names, but that was quite the evening to watch all of that go down. And CT, I never saw that coming from you. I understand you were angry. We love to see it, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just love the chaos of all of it. Like you went from like you were one of the main players in the Discord. You were so excited, and all of a sudden it just turned.
Phil.
You were one of the first ones to jump into the line.
Right? I let myself get too excited though, man. That's what happens. Like if you get so excited about something and then it lets you down, it's like a huge bummer. But I was like, I don't know, I was just mad. But anyways, it's okay. It's all good.
It's all good.
I will say that I think with the high dollar profile pictures, doing additional drops is a liability to your brand. You need it to expand your brand, but it's also another situation for you to get wrong. And yes. I think that's what a lot of us realized is even almighty Yuga is not immune to the ability to mess something up.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
And so I don't like the way it went down. But I think overall it's healthy for people to kind of be slapped in the face a little bit. And CT, this isn't like specifically at you or anybody else, but it's like I know so many apes that were just like, apes are the best, Yuga can do no wrong. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh crap, Yuga can do wrong. And you know, that doesn't make Yuga terrible, but people need to recognize that it's a risk when you do something new as a brand. For sure. It's 100% a risk. And I mean, you've seen apes drop 50%. I won't say it's because of that, but there were a lot of people that did sell off some ape assets after that because they realized, oh crap, I'm too overexposed in something that I thought couldn't do wrong. And they did do wrong. And now I'm realizing that they could have done wrong. So
question for you guys, and while you guys think about it, we're going to bring on our guest of honor tonight. Not that CT or Quad are not honorable. Actually, hold on really quick. I just want to say, Swicky said that CT isn't a shit commenter. So that's a great subline for CT, not a shit commenter. Okay. So CT, you are not a shit commenter. Anyways, question for you guys while we do the applause, we get Corey up here. Is in the real world of brands and IRL brands, is there such thing as something as high profile that a brand does as release land like Yuga had to? And as like everyone's looking forward to that, and the rest of the whatever industry they're in, like sneakers, something like that, everybody else stops what they're doing for like 2 weeks because they're like, get out of the way. There's big brands going for their big thing. Does that exist? And where if it doesn't go well, the sentiment of a portion, you know what I mean? Like the sentiment can swing so wildly like that. Think about that for a minute. If there are such specific events, and think about that while we introduce our next guest. One of the founders, or the founder of Martian Premier League. Please welcome to the First Mint for his debut, Corey. Corey.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
What's up, man?
Those are actual viewers and listeners. Those are their hands. I saw your face change when you were like, oh, there's like a bunch of weird hands clapping at me.
Yeah, I was not quite expecting that, shall we say?
Oh yeah, man.
Really pleasure to be here.
Oh, dude, we're very happy to have you. Where are you calling in from?
I'm from London, so it's a little bit early in the morning, but
oh my god.
But don't worry, I've got sort of used to chatting with people late into the night, which is fine, although often not to my wife's pleasure, who is always annoyed that I'm talking in the other room. But it's okay.
Hey, that's better than taking away time with her earlier, Corey, right? Which I'm sure you do as well. But these are kind of the late night hours, and it's kind of a little quieter, I'm sure. But we're happy to have you here, man. I can say that the First Mint community is the type of community that it doesn't take much to sway them into jumping into something. And without asking too many questions, the minute they saw a couple of us, buying these off OpenSea, off the secondary recently, you had like 8 or 9 members of the First Mint community just say, I don't know what these are. They look really cool. I'm going to just grab 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it takes to jump in, just because you're doing it. And that's how our community works. That's the beauty of it. People are willing to take that risk, and they have that trust in each other, right? So we're happy to have you here to discuss the Martian Premier League. And I think, Corey, to be honest with you, we're still not even sure what it is. So we're going to have kind of an educational mini session here on what the Martian Premier League is and how it all started for you and how you guys came up with the idea.
Hold on. Before that, hold on. We got to throw Corey right into the middle of this conversation because he was listening. So we'll chat about MPL in a second. But Corey,
oh my God,
what were you in on? We got to get to know Corey as an NFT collector as well, because I was scrolling through his Twitter today, and this guy is an avid collector well before MPL.
Oh, really? You were creeping? Oh wow, you were creeping.
Oh yeah, this guy. Wow. Well, yeah, because I had to prepare our Twitter game for later, Phil D. So some of Corey's tweets are part of that. Okay, so Corey, I'm warning you. I looked through every tweet you ever put out. It's weird way to meet somebody. Anyway,
I'm slightly nervous now. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm gonna what did I say 3 months ago?
As long as you're good. Like the Yankees pitcher that got busted today with his weird tweets. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Corey, did you like you were listening to kind of what I was throwing to the group before? In terms of normal brands having things as high profile as Yuga, do you have any thoughts to share? Maybe you're not as close to apes and all that kind of stuff. Do you have any thoughts to share on like how that drop went, the sentiment it created, how a brand like that gets kind of knocked off its pedestal, and how that, and even how that kind of affected your perception of the space? Because things have been different since, with no doubt, in the entire space things have been different.
Yeah, I think you're right, and obviously it coincided with obviously the broader technology sell-off and everything, so it's sometimes hard to disaggregate the two, but definitely no doubt. I held an ape for a long period of time, so I've sort of and sold out a little bit before the ape token drop, but I think the thing for me that was interesting was that one, it was the world did stop. We went through what probably was not a pretty poorly optimized contract and so forth, and it really did suck a lot of took the wind out of the sails of really the whole market. I think the challenge for me was that, as much as anything, was the hype it generated didn't match up what was then presented to the community in terms of what this was. And we sort of got this idea that we've got this kind of land and it's going to have some resources, and all of a sudden I was like, well, what are we getting excited about here? And, you know, we're just getting excited about Yuga without really any clear explanation of exactly what this was going to be, what the vision was. And I think we're still all waiting for that a little bit. And, you know, I think as much as this was a, you know, huge drop that had some challenges with it, I think the community also almost kind of got a bitter pill when they said, hold on, I'm not quite sure what I've just bought. and why I should be excited about it, you know, other than it is from Yuga, and I think that's really important, because if you don't, in the end, at some point you have, particularly in anything that's gaming or quasi gaming related, if you're not translating what, why you're buying something and why it is fun, then it's not clear why you should keep something in the first place, you know, because it is more than the community at that point is meant to interlink to something at the back end. And, you know, obviously I'm hopeful that we are going to get more details over the coming weeks and that people will be quite excited about it, because I know a lot of people are sitting on losses, you know, in that space, including myself, by the way. So, you know, hopefully that'll generate some hype.
Did you go, like, did you spend tons of gas getting them?
Whatever the kind of gas everybody was paying was roughly what I paid.
So 2.5 to 3.
Give or take. Yeah, so
back on that.
It was like $8,000 or $9,000 US.
Yeah, I mean,
on gas, basically. Like,
yeah, it's utterly crazy. I mean, it's slightly. I mean, it comes back to a broader point, right, which you were sort of making earlier, which is, and it's sort of when I think it was CT you were mentioning, you know, well, Hey Doodles is sort of $30,000, guys. It's quite a lot of money, you know. If you've got in mainstream NFTs, the entry price point can't start at $9,000 of transaction fees, right? It just can't start there.
Absolutely, that's true. That's very true.
I saw someone in the chat, Bamboo Rasta, said that the closest parallel to that to release is a movie release. Which is actually really interesting, because I would say that is pretty close, because a movie release is like, all right, it's been built up. This movie with whoever is going to be the sickest movie ever. And then, you know, there's a period of like, it's coming out tomorrow. Here's all the stars of the premiere, to like 2 days later where it's like the reviews are in, it's terrible, and it hasn't hit its opening weekend target, and it's a total bomb, and the studio lost $200 million making it. Right. And I'll tell you right now, I saw the trailer for the next Avatar movie, and that is definitely the next one. There's no way everyone's going to. James Cameron working on that for 10 years. Ain't nobody going to see that thing, man. But that's. What do you guys think of that? I've been trying to find that. That's a great parallel, Bamboo Rasta, in terms of like everybody's going towards it. It should be really good. Consumers are disappointed. Although consumers just pay, you know, $10 or $20 or whatever it is that you pay locally to go see it, and you don't like it, and you're like, well, that was a waste of 3 hours, rather than, hey, I spent you know, 10 grand on gas and now I'm pissed.
I mean, maybe like the Apple products or something like that. If there's like a new iPhone, new MacBook, that's all I can really think of. Go ahead. Sorry, Quad.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Video games is another one. You've seen some like really unsuccessful games just like tank studios. The most recent one was Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
That one was like a huge high dollar, high price tag. It was supposed to be like the next thing, and they literally had to refund everybody their money because it was so bad. And I'm pretty sure that company lost pretty much everything. And so I would say, movies is a really good one. Video games is another one because of their high price tag that you have to pay up front. And then your payback is, do people like it on the backside? It's a pretty big risk, I would say.
I like tech products as well. I think tech products that's a really good one too.
Apple stock could definitely drop when they're like their iPhone, like they release.
Tech products and video games are good too, because that's also where it's like the brand still makes its money, but the consumer, and I would say tech products, the consumer spends a lot. Right, where it's like movies is like $10 or $15 a ticket. Video games, like whatever you pay on Steam now, $50, $60, $70 for new release. And then like a tech product is like, you're getting a new Apple Watch, you're paying what's the new Apple Watch cost fresh out the gate the day it comes out?
$499, $599.
New phone, same thing, right? And that's you're expecting a lot. Yeah. Do you guys feel like so just to kind of wrap this up with Doodles? So Doodles is promised like NFT NYC major party. That's when I guess the reveal of these
the trailer,
the trailer for Duplicators coming out. Just the trailer. What do you guys think? And Corey, I want to hear your thoughts as well. Like, you know, being a recent project owner as well. what's the balance then between being like this, there's no brand in NFTs can guarantee a perfect drop. Nobody can guarantee a perfect release. But what do you guys think is the right balance of like, let's hype this up. It's going to be sick. It's going to be the biggest thing ever. Get all your ETH ready or get all your top shots ready or whatever, versus like, A, is what you're releasing actually good? Are people going to like it? B, is it going to work? C, is it, any other factor that can go wrong where you just cannot predict the customer sentiment beyond even what's in your control? How do we find that balance, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard. And obviously, we've seen so many drops sort of try to avoid at least some of the gas problems for people through various allow lists and various other grinding. I mean, it just creates another problem elsewhere. I pay lower gas, but now I spent my entire life saying, gee, I'm on Discord, so in order to get my levels up or whatever it might be. And then you get kind of raffles, which is sort of in some sense intrinsically fair, but nobody likes that because they feel they don't have an edge, which they don't anymore. So, which potentially, and also it doesn't mean you're necessarily finding committed holders who are genuinely excited about your project. So there is absolutely no good way to do this. When we did it for the MPL, we basically gave out most of our allow list spots when we went and spoke to people in their communities, and we said, hey, if you turn up and you come and listen and ask questions, then sure, jump on the allow list, right? Because at least you've shown some level of kind of meaningful effort and engagement. But yeah, I think this idea of, I think there is a sort of mindset shift that's going to have to happen if you think NFTs are going to become hyper mainstream, which is the idea that you can mint an NFT and instantly make 5 times profit is not normal, right? That cannot consist in any market indefinitely. If that is the model, then infinitely you will create lots of these weird incentive structures. That's not me saying that I don't want project floors to go up. Of course I do. Like if somebody said to me you could triple the MPL floor tomorrow, I mean, yeah, of course, right? I'd do it overnight because I'd love to delight holders like that. But until we move out of the mindset that this is more than just I'm buying it, it's going to 5x, I'm going to sell it, but I actually want to be part of the community, consume the product and whatever it is, this kind of all these bad things and the sort of negative repercussions will continue to happen.
I think that's a really, really fair point. And it's why a lot of us say, hey, we spend 8 hours on the computer a day because it's not going to be like this forever, right? I think that's a pretty common sentiment when it comes to like flipping new projects. I kind of look at it more of a way more even playing field of me being able to individually invest in a startup. I don't have to know the right person that's starting this company that I've never heard of before to, be able to meet this guy to invest in his company, right? Like I see it as someone that has had an entrepreneur mindset in my jobs my whole entire life. This gives me what I think is a more even playing field to the big guys, right? And that's how I treat a lot of these companies is like, okay, what are they trying to do? Is it like a brand, which like, I think that a brand is probably like where most NFTs have the best chance to succeed, not a game, not any of these other things, like a brand, right? People buy $100 hammers from Supreme because it's a brand. Like it literally, they just put Supreme on a wooden logo hammer that you get for $5 at Home Depot, but people buy it because it's a brand. So do I think it's crazy to think Bored Ape Yacht Club or these other could become these billion-dollar companies and maintain that as a brand? No, that's not crazy at all, right? People buy Gucci and Supreme and BAYC and all these other, things for thousands of dollars and 10, 20, 30x drop prices, right? Kind of like you see in NFTs. So I don't think that's crazy, but I definitely treat it more as like, hey, I'm investing in this and I hope 3 years from now they're a brand, right? Not like 6 months from now.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
So that's where people's outlooks need to change, right? And because the NFT market tells you things can happen in a month or two, and like really it's like 2, 3, 4 years, right? And then they're just like normal startups. Most of the brands will fail, which is no different than the normal startup world at all.
I think I think the thing that I've always spent a lot of time reflecting on is that there will only be a few winners, particularly in brand games. I mean that's pretty much any market you can imagine where brands are important. There are maybe 10 mega brands and then maybe a sort of 30 good but not mega brands. And we have more of those NFT projects launching daily. But it also means that I think if you are treating it like a kind of startup, which I think is a really nice way to think about it, it's almost like you get to be an angel investor in something at a much lower price point, and you have sort of direct access to the CEO, which is quite unusual.
Yeah.
Is within that within that environment, you also need to know who the people are that you're investing in. And this idea of so I understand the importance of sort of a non in Web3. I get that, but not if you're a project founder. Like that's sort of a full stop for me. I would never make a personal investment in any company outside the NFT space without being able to look into the eyes of the team and say, are you going to do this or are you not going to do it? And right now, I think, in one sense, we can sort of blame founders who are, getting this money, who are undocked. We've got many, many examples where it's a problem. We also have to blame the community for just saying they want something different, but then reinforcing it through their actions. And I think, if the space is to evolve, I think that has to change.
Yeah.
Well said. Yeah, for sure. How would you feel, Corey, since we have a non-doxed person here, but has a sterling reputation in the community? How and I don't mean specifically. I'm using Corporate Trash as an example, but I don't mean a project that she would launch. I'm saying in general, somebody, it's like everybody knows this person. They're not doxed. Can they launch a project based on their reputation?
So there is definitely a difference between launching a project and being a community member. I think if you're not launching a project, I think on a personal level, I just, it's not something that I tend to do, just because I put a huge amount of value on that. And that's not meant in any negative way, CT, to you at all. There is a difference between someone who's been in the community a significantly long period of time and does have some level of reputation, though, of course, right? I mean, that is, in some fashion. Although I still can't fathom beyond belief why any founder ends up being undoxed, because at some point I do want to ask, like, where is your company? What is this limited address? Where is it based? Where presumably anybody can actually find out who the people are involved. So, I think there is a difference here, and I don't want to think. I think there is a huge value in anonymity. Not only for a kind of ideological value of Web3, but also for a diversity angle. I think it could be really important in giving a much wider array of voices. But I think there is maybe a distinction in my mind between sort of community influencers and so forth and being a project founder. Yeah,
that's fair. Hold on. I have to interject before you say that, Quad, and thank you, Corey, for your thoughts there. I do want to hear about MPL, but first, Phil, the crowd is asking about the POAP. Okay. 90 minutes ago, you said there would be a POAP for the return of the live show. And then people have been listening to us talk for 90 minutes, and there is no POAP code yet. This Quad has finished his bottle at this point there's no POAP for him.
I will say this, the POAP, I'm not in the chat right now. I should have set that up before, but it's going to take too long to even figure out how to log into YouTube right now. It's just not working for me. Actually, I can probably do it on my phone. I can kind of discreetly do it on my phone. I will be posting discreetly the POAP code in the chat in the next 2 minutes. Let's put it that way. Okay. We're going to let Corey talk. Whoa, CT almost doxed herself. Did you guys see that? There was like a flash on the screen and everything. That was nuts.
Hold on.
She almost doxed herself to get the POAP code.
I thought some of you have met CT in person.
LG only.
Oh yeah. I mean, I go to events in real life. I just
you're not fully non-doxed, but people can be like, oh, I've met CT. She's a real person. Like,
Yes.
That's a little different too.
No, I know it's different. I'm just saying. I didn't mean like CT as an example, but I even think about like there's other CT, influencers in the space. But there's other someone like, okay, I'll give you an example, like that Moon Overlord guy who has like 200,000 followers, has good thoughts sometimes, sometimes a bit of a troll, a bit of everything. Like that guy's been around for a long time. I follow that person. Don't know if it's a guy or girl, who knows? But as that person launched a project, I'd probably be in, but nobody knows who the hell that person is. That's what I'm saying, is that there's a balance there of like, you could maybe get away undoxed if you have built up a following and a reputation. Or even Satoshi, the meme maker, launched a project and it's doing well. Nobody knows who that person is.
You have to evaluate that as a potential risk. And you also, it depends on what the project is. Like the MFers, like that's the perfect non-doxed like project. It's a
it fits the aura, like, absolutely. Yeah,
he's not saying like we're gonna build a AAA game.
Like, there's no MFers game coming.
No.
I'm literally getting my POAP app ready for Phil's code because
it's coming. We're down to less than a minute.
I'm using my phone as my camera. How am I supposed to POAP this?
Corey, do you have any POAPs? Do you have any POAPs, Corey?
I literally think I have 0 POAPs.
Oh, here we go. It's coming.
I need to get ready.
You need to get ready, man. You got to be ready for it. So, all right, Phil's clearly been preparing this.
Here we go. It's about to be posted. I'm hitting the button.
Is it a word? Secret word? Okay, here we go. The code for the POAP, people, if you're listening, is TFM Live is back. Is this cap sensitive?
Exactly how it is. I don't know if it's cap sensitive or not, but that's what's up.
It seems to be sensitive because I tried.
Yes, it is cap sensitive. So TFM is all in capitals, and then each word has a capital at the start. So live
for those
is
listening
back.
and not watching, it is TFM in capital.
Done.
The I and is in capital. Or sorry. I'm
Phil, you use the scariest freaking image, man.
Pull it up right now. I knew you would love this.
Hold on. I don't know if anybody saw this. Hold on, Corey, you probably didn't see this, man.
I'll tell you that.
This is
it became a
berserk,
masterpiece. Man. We got to bring that guy up. Whoever created this, we got to bring this guy up.
Oh yeah. This is pretty well. Let me
get it up. We need one of you too, man.
This is an emoji masterpiece of just me. So if you're getting the POAP right now, you know what's going down.
I do need one of those. Phil, that would be awesome.
Yeah, let's get Coach to make a few more. Okay, so here I'll just show you a normal one that he makes. Corey's going to need one as well. Corey's going to hire this guy to make some of a derivative of Martian Premier League of these things. Okay, so here you go. This is like a good example. He just makes these out of emojis. Okay, this is all like emojis, which is really cool. So then this is the one of me. This is me.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's like he's got only like one part of the teeth, the other's just gums.
What is happening?
And that's the POAP. And I love. The gums are a little weird, which I guess they're
camels.
Yeah, they're picked. The gums are pics now. So anybody who's listening to audio, it's my Twitter profile photo, but recreated with emojis. Where like my forehead is different colored hands. There's like a white sheen around me that's like rabbits and goats.
You're missing skin. It's stretched across a lamp.
Yeah, like my beard is like a bunch of beetles or spiders. Part of my hair is like horses and camels and stuff.
It's amazing.
My ear is a bunch of ears. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but my ear is a bunch of ears. Anyways, the POAP is literally that.
So dope, man. I love it.
That's the best POAP I've ever gotten, for sure, without a doubt. I love it. Let's dovetail, because I do want to play a Twitter game. Corey, we've kept you long enough, even though it's like 4 a.m. for you or whatever. Let's talk about MPL. Let's talk about Martian Premier League, man. Tell us about the project. Now, we've heard about what you're looking for in the space. You're clearly undoxed. We're seeing you right now, man. A lot of people into this project. Great theme, Premier League. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, it's obviously great to be here. I think it may be sort of worth sort of starting at the beginning. I mean, in the one hand, I know you guys obviously love your sports NFTs, and I'm a huge football fan. Everything about soccer. And really, we tried to set out to do 3 things when we sort of pulled together this project. The first of it was we wanted to build a football management type game, so kind of management simulation game on the blockchain. Very particularly because it was incredibly suitable for the blockchain as a game. If you think about kind of any sports management simulation, it's a huge spreadsheet. That is what's going on in a sports management game, and therefore super viable for the blockchain. And I think the second thing is we wanted to combine that with kind of cool PFP art. I think you'll probably see, like in a lot of the art that we have, it's quite it's kind of both futuristic and nostalgic at the same way, or kind of quite papery or comic-y in texture. Something that I think we had observed in the market was that a lot of kind of great gaming projects kind of completely neglected their PFP art. I'm sure for many good reasons, but we just felt that you just can't do both. It isn't an or statement. And then I think sort of lastly, we went through quite a lot of product iteration before we got to where we are today, is we wanted to build an entertainment franchise, partly because it gives us a way to expand the universe and create lots of other accessibility points into the Mars universe. And we actually moved the whole game from Earth to Mars. And that was something we had a lot of experience in. So my fellow co-founders, Eleanor is the former creative director of Harry Potter. Tom was the commercial lead at Warner Brothers, working on big franchises. So we sort of knew we had the ability to sort of build something out in both other Web3 and other Web2 that would create lots of different points for people to engage in the Mars universe. So in summary, what are we really spending 90% of my time on right now is getting the football management simulation game live on Mars, which is going to be super fun because it allows us a lot more flexibility with rules and so forth on Mars than maybe a kind of very, very true to life simulation might require. But leaving us open with a lot of ways to further explore the universe. You can see on the page you've got up now, our sort of comic, which we did with John Nee. John Nee was the former publisher of Marvel until I think 2021. And also other kind of games and so forth on Mars. But, right now it is very much a football management simulation game, but with lots of potential. We spent some time together recently. We do have a sort of 2 to 3 year vision about what we will be producing and which product we'll be shipping beyond the core MPL product.
Yeah, I love that, man. I'm a big sci-fi. I'm a big sci-fi nerd, especially from like the Ray Bradbury days and stuff like that. Like Chronicles of Mars or Martian Chronicles and stuff like that. So I love the theme, and I love what you're saying about like being able to take on the kind of like the Martian properties of for the actual matches and stuff like that. Tell us a little bit, Corey, like where you're at in the timeline of the project, because you guys minted out. You've done a comic claim, right? One per account. Everybody got to claim a comic, and some people got the common or the rare, or I guess the rare, the regular, the rare, or the epic. So what's kind of the intent? What is your current community doing? What do you want them to be doing? And what do you want new community members to kind of look forward to?
Yeah, I mean, I think, firstly, I mean, a huge thank you to our whole community and obviously a whole bunch of the First Mint community who've jumped in. I think the community is doing a fantastic job, and it always gives me a lot of joy to read the chat every day about how passionate they are. They often come up with a lot of ideas, which I don't always tell them, but sometimes I integrate them into the real product. Sometimes I sort of nod along and say maybe, but that probably won't work. But where are we? We are, I would say, about sort of we launched our comic, which is being claimed, which actually also comes with a small governance token allocation when it launches. It's actually going to be the first of many, and we're finishing our sort of transmedia creative Bible currently, which is the sort of broader lore and canon and sort of rails of the universe. But in terms of the game, our boot camp, which is the training phase, it's going to be the first chance for you to explore our map, play games, train your player, customize your player, improve their attributes. If you want to go to the map, I think it's Explore Bootcamp, maybe, or maybe it's map.premierleague.com.
The map is insane. It really is. Pull it up. Yeah. Corey, I don't want to cut you off, but I printed the map and I printed all the clues that have been handed out if you actually research the map. And I'm ready to start theories, man. I'm ready to start some spaces. And
this is really well designed.
Oh, you got to see some of the stuff that's hidden in there. There's little messages here and there. Some messages are locked. You can't read them yet.
I like what's in there. I like a nicely functional website like this. How many balls can you keep in the air? Interesting. Okay.
We've side point. So someone, when we were speaking with our sort of UI UX designer and Adam, our sort of lead dev, a big shout out to Adam. Adam actually worked on USDC, the only stable coin backed by real dollars, everybody.
Yeah, of course.
So,
very important right now.
And he did a phenomenal job leading the technical team on this. But what we said was Web3 should not be our benchmark for what great looks like. Web2 is what great looks like in terms of design. And we should just bring that to Web3. I know there's lots of memes about, if it's new, it's good. It's like, well, actually, Web2 did a lot of great things very well, particularly design and cool interface. But sort of maybe slightly separately, the boot camp, which will take place very shortly, you'll be able to claim a whole bunch of challenges, some quite cool on-chain games, and kind of social coordination mechanics. And the games get more complex every week. You'll have the chance to earn our utility token Readies, which will allow you to acquire skill boosts or attribute boosts, which you can use on your players to continually improve them, or indeed sell those on OpenSea. And there are some limitations on how many you can use at one time to avoid stat inflation. But we're pretty close now to shipping our first sort of full product in Bootcamp. That'll go on for 6 weeks on a kind of nice weekly cadence, lots of community activation, lots of, as you say, Phil, sneak peeks as people decide what attribute should I do. I don't know what's going to be the right thing to optimize for this week. You'll never get it right, by the way, because there is no perfect answer. Unless you happen to have snuck into our Slack somehow and found the optimal answer, which is hidden in there.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Inviting the hackers in. Jeez, Slack, watch out, man. Yeah. Hey, come hack our Slack.
LG, go to the top right corner. Like, go way up in the top right. See how the clouds kind of break? No, more. Keep going.
Here.
Yeah. Whoa. Hey.
Whoa.
I'm not sure we've actually said what that is, but there is the intention / there is a Martian underground disco which takes place there. So I'm sure you're going to see more of it soon. But yeah, I mean, that bootcamp's taking place, and then we're sort of probably looking at the same cadence again of that kind of 6 to 8 weeks for the kind of full game release of the kind of management simulation and so forth.
Cool.
It's very much a balance. This is, I think, Quad, I think you were making an excellent point before, which is this requirement for pace in NFTs. We certainly feel as a founding team, and we want to deliver for the community, but we're sort of on this kind of roughly 6 week cadence. So it'll be roughly 6 weeks since we minted, roughly 6 weeks to this point, then 6 weeks to the next thing, 6 weeks to the next thing. That is the right cadence of shipping, but it's actually a very challenging ship schedule in order to kind of make it, and also to make it the quality. We spent a lot of time today saying, do we delay an extra couple of days to add all the flourishes, or do we kind of ship it without the flourishes? And I think actually the community is like, well, to be honest with you, I want all the cool stuff. Like, I don't want you to like sacrifice a cool screen if I just have to wait an extra 12 hours to get that done. So it's always a kind of constant tension in the NFT space around pace, but I do think we have a patient community, and I do think we are hopefully rewarding their patience by shipping roughly every 6 weeks to them, which sort of feels like a good pace. And as we get towards the end of summer, the game will sort of be up and running with kind of seasons going on over the course of kind of 6 to 8 weeks, and people then getting in the cadence of playing, getting promoted, victory, success, relegation, which has been most of my life as a Newcastle fan. So
I was going to ask. I know that people asked in the chat. Yeah, people asked in the chat earlier. Yeah.
But yeah, and I think there's a really nice comment in the chat around from Todd saying we have deliberately tried to design our cadence of releases to build sustainable growth in our floor price. I have no desire to go through a massive set of hype marketing, bringing tons of influence on board to take our floor from 0.15 to 1 to then crash back down to 0.2 is the kind of, not only do I think that is just bad in general for the space, it's bad for our holders, rather than if we keep delivering things people want, the floor price will rise naturally over time, and that is sustainable. And, that doesn't mean it can't go down, of course, but, sorry, my lawyers are in my ear, I think, just saying, please don't say that. But building that in a kind of way that generates kind of long-term sustainability is like, it's important just for the space, but it's also personally important to us as a team, because I don't want, every time I see that kind of parabola of price growth as it kind of collapses, I get really worried for everyone aboard at the top who probably exit, and some of them will exit the NFT space because they're so annoyed that they lost 80% of value in 3 days.
Yeah. I do think, that's actually brings up a really great point, Corey, and I'm glad you're kind of thinking about it that way too, that it's like, I do think that one thing that we haven't had, and it's been too short of a time, and I think what frustrated a lot of people early on in Top Shot as well, because, we're kind of born out of the Top Shot community as well, is like stable floor prices. right? And it's obviously everybody wants to see the projects that they own go up tons. Of course, that's great. But it is hard. It is hard when you can't rely on that. Like if projects jump from 0.1 to 0.2 to 0.5, it's like I agree with you. It's like that shouldn't happen in the span of it'll probably happen quickly when it does, but the times in between those floor jumps should be long. Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, if you guys, it's like, okay, you're at 0.15 now. It's like, if that's the price for 6 months, like good. And then something happens or whatever, and you guys go up, and then it stays whatever that is for a long time as well. You know what I mean? Like, I think that is like, that's important for stability. And I think it's what we missed a lot early on in Top Shot. We're just like, well, you're buying stuff, but you don't know, the market has no settlement. Right. And it's like, even in NFTs, we're seeing that as well. It's like everything, can change on any given day. And over time, hopefully some of the more stable projects will do exactly just that, like stabilize. Right.
One could argue that that's one of the reasons why apes did what they did, was they traded sideways at 0.25 until dogs. And then they leveled up, like you said. Right. And then they just traded sideways for a long time. Right. And then they leveled up. But then you see these new projects that come out that go, 15 ETH, 20 ETH floor off the bat, 30, 25 ETH floor. And so, expectations are a little different than when you trade sideways at 0.2 for a month. But that's it. You've never been way up there before. So that's, it's definitely interesting.
It's almost like not even news when a project is going all the way up or crashing. You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, that just happens every day, that some project that happens to, versus like it should be news when a project doubles, because it happens so rarely to that project, Yeah. So Corey, it's good to hear that you guys are here to build. I also love that you already have this expectation of like your release cadence, right? I think that's really great for people to rely on, because it's like, all right, you did comics last week. Great. We know next thing that's coming is in 5 weeks, right? 6-week cycles. Like that's perfect. Right. And that also helps set the expectations of your community.
Yeah, I think that's right. And, boot camp's a bit shorter than that, sort of coming this month. So it's very, very soon. We have frantic meetings every day as we try to finalize everything. We're a little bit perfectionist. We do so hopefully you see from the map, we spend a lot of time making sure it's right. I think, to this other point around floor price growth is, one of the things that I think sort of drives this kind of hype behavior and, let's get our floor price as quickly, as high as possible, as quickly as humanly possible, and then often big crashes, is you haven't converted people from investors to customers of your NFT thing. So if they're just an investor, the only thing I care about is the floor price, irrespective of what happens, because I can exit. If I am a genuine kind of customer engagement, and you can be a customer in a variety of ways. So in our case, we'll be playing the game, enjoying the game. If you're a Doodles community member, it's loving the kind of the community ethos, some of the events they put on, right? There's different ways of being a kind of consumer of it. But unless you can make that shift, then everything becomes reliant on a floor price growth. And I think that's what a lot of NFT projects in my mind miss, which is if you're just running an investment thing, then you are just reliant on new money coming in, and eventually the new money dries up because your investors have not become consumers. And, that's something we desperately want to avoid by building, and I think there was a post we did yesterday about our North Star, which is we want to build things that constantly delight and reward our holders. And I want them to be delightful. I want people to enjoy playing and coming with us every week to play their games. That's what I'm excited about. I want them to build their own stories around it. And hey, look, if the floor price 5Xs for them, all the better. I'm super happy. But if it doesn't, and it kind of stays static, or it goes up a little bit, but they love playing the game, then I'm like, okay, well, you've also had a good time doing this, right?
I think people just don't want to lose money.
Yeah.
Like they just if it buys in for 0.1 and doesn't go anywhere, at worst, 0.1 is like, then then if they get any sort of value outside of their initial, the price of the token, then it's a win.
Hold on. There is a new MPL owner.
Whoa. Expose them.
Expose.
Expose. CT unmuted.
That's very kind of you. Yeah, I'm always slightly flabbergasted even now when anyone buys anything that I've been
put that back up.
But
Todd has exposed CT.
Wow. Watching the blockchain. We love that.
I do love the snarl. That is an excellent
too.
trait.
The snarl is amazing. That's actually the one I got. My second one was a snarl.
Let's go see. Okay, CT, tell us about your purchase. Here she is.
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
She's number 8,000. Very even number.
Mm-hmm.
There's a snarl. There's glasses. I don't know. I like the attitude. She was on the floor. She was a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm into it.
She's got the cool scar under the eye.
Yes.
Yeah, showing some badass.
One earring too.
Corey, tell us what we're looking at here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe sort of slightly broader story about our sort of artistic design as well. I mean, this is super cool, but you know, we actually deliberately designed our characters to not all be beautiful. I think this one is super cool, but you know, we deliberately designed them to not all be perfect. You know, if you read our origin story of why we're going to Mars, you know, Professor Gaffer talks about, you know, and I think this is a story we all relate to, I think, in a lot of our lives, which is, you know, we're in a bunch of systems that don't necessarily benefit everybody very equally. And we want to start something new that, you know, really does kind of embody maybe a kind of much wider kind of idea of, you know, newer values. And, you know, the 9,000 people who wants to come with them are from all walks of life. And we wanted that really to be also reflected in the art, that not everybody is a kind of perfect anime character, for example, in terms of how they look. You know, I remember seeing, you know, I had this keyword logger, or did sort of during the mint and chat, I saw a couple of people saying, God, this character's so ugly. And they were sort of laughing about our art, which I thought was a little bit disrespectful, but I let it go. And I said, and I was like, well, actually, that's kind of the point. You know, the point is we're not building a kind of collection of people that are, you know, sat on Instagram posting all day. We're building a collection of people that we want to form something new and play football together to do the next thing on Mars. And, you know, this character I think is super cool, but, you know, I think it reflects a broader art style, which is, you know, diversity of kind of types of people and age and wrinkles and whatever it might be in terms of why they're going to Mars.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's great, man. Great to hear more about the design. I love the purpose and thought you guys have put into this, Corey. So very excited for the project, man. And I will tell you guys right now, I have 3. Okay, I have 3.
Wow.
So everybody listening here, not financial advice.
Wow.
Corporate Trash obviously took it as financial advice when we started talking about the project and went and found one that she liked. But yes, to disclose that. But I got them a while ago after Phil told me how much he liked them, and then we want to have Corey on the show to hear from him directly. So Corey, thank you, man. Thank you for sharing all that with us. Are you guys ready for the game to wrap us out? Are you guys ready for the Twitter game?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Feel
so even Corey's wondering if he should have disconnected a couple minutes ago here. Old tweets. Wow.
Okay. So we'll wrap out the show with this, our return to the live show. So this is something that originated in the First Mint Discord the other day when I just started taking replies that Quad had written to people and just kind of placing them out of context. And the replies are amazing. Quad, quite the Twitter presence. Everybody here, quite the Twitter presence. And what we've done is we have cherry picked replies from people in this group, me included. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you guys the reply, and you guys have to guess who said it, and also who or what they are responding to, because they're all things responding to another tweet. Okay. And chat, you guys know it's not King Dragon. It's not a 2-hour long game. Okay, man. This is a quick game.
He has to go to bed.
So just King Dragon, chill out, man. Listen, it's not that late in friggin' Regina or wherever you are.
It's past his bedtime. He's a child.
Oh. Here we go.
The child who likes genies. That's it. Okay.
LG,
okay, here we go.
Okay, all right. Yes. Here we go.
What were you going to say, Phil?
I just want to say, because I'm getting so many messages about this, like nonstop.
Yeah.
The POAP codes will be for every live show. There will be a different POAP.
Oh.
I saw people say that it's limited to 50. Is that true?
No, it's limited to 150, not 50.
Oh, 150. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe something went wrong. That would be typical me, but I hope not.
No, it said there's 118 people have collected them. So
wow. Already. Okay, great.
Wow, that even sold out.
And I will say that if you collect all of them, we don't know when we're going to cap that, but if you collect all of them, there will possibly be a reward or a prize given out.
Making promises from First Mint.
I'll do it, man. Listen, I've got. Listen,
you'll do what? You'll do what?
Go buy some hats? I'll go into the merch store and I'll fire off some merch to people if they collect our POAPs and show some love on the live shows. So I'll do that if I have to. I've got the keys to that car if I want, LG.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
That's right, Quad.
Okay. Here we go. This is the best one. Phil will give everybody a pound of llama meat from King Dragon.
Oh, that's disgusting. You don't eat llamas, dude. Come on. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's do this game. Yeah. Thank you for making these promises, Phil. Okay. First tweet. Are you guys ready? Okay. Here we go. I'm just gonna read it. Okay. Let's just stretch out this screen so you can see it a little bit better. Oh, hold on. There we go. You guys already see it right now. Just not okay. I bring 5 pairs of Nikes for a weekend and still only have a carry-on. And if you know that you said this, just don't say anything or just guess somebody anyways or whatever. I bring 5 pairs of Nikes for a weekend and still only have a carry-on. Okay, chat and panel, who do you think said this?
I think it's LG.
Oh, wow. He would put himself first in this game? Like, are you serious, CT?
Maybe.
Seems very normal for LG.
That'd be wild. Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to go LG. I feel like you've got like a wall of sneakers hidden behind you.
Really? Oh, wow. That's good. I like Corey's first impressions. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, people are the chat is saying CT and Phil. Okay.
I say quad.
Okay, Phil's saying quad. Quad, did you have an answer? McDonald's?
Yeah, you.
Me? You think it's me? All right. It was, in fact, quad. It was quad. Quad said. Quad originally said.
A sneaker guy.
Some of y'all need to pack less on trips. There's 0 reason you should need 5 bags and a luggage cart for your weekend trip. And then someone responded, shoes, wine, jackets. And then Quad said, I bring 5 pairs of Nikes for a weekend and still only have a carry-on.
I do bring way too many shoes when I go on trips.
I'm surprised you didn't recognize your own thing, Quad, but I love it.
Probably did. He was just trying to throw you off.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, you can't guess his own.
Who said LG's a sneaker guy? Where did you get that?
Corey said that.
Oh,
I don't know. I just like that. I just thought maybe. Yeah, I don't. I literally. I own 1 pair of sneakers, so I'm a bit. Wow. I'm a very bad judgment call here. I am not the guy to ask about sneakers.
Quad, show us those fucking sneakers, man. Show us those sneakers immediately.
I have a really crazy pair to show you. If I can find.
Oh, here we go. Good thing
I would need to see 5 pairs of sneakers, or it never happened.
Why do you doubt that Quad doesn't have 5? He probably has 5,000 pairs of sneakers.
Okay, what's going on?
Okay, here's actually this is actually a pretty hilarious release. It's called the Wavy Babies. It was a release with Tyga, and
there we go.
Wow!
Whoa! Is there a soul there? What the? Whoa!
Dude, what are those, man? That is
whoa! What are those? Indeed, man. Oh my god!
Did you say it was Tyga? These are Tyga.
When I see you, you have to be wearing those.
Oh my gosh!
If you're not wearing those, it's unacceptable. You have to be wearing them when we see you.
You're gonna be seasick, man. Near the desk here. Yeah, we collect.
What else you got, man?
Well, yeah. What else? Show and tell with Quad, man. We'll do that every time.
Hey, because literally, you could go an hour in my office. It's ridiculous.
There you go. Okay. All right. Next one. Let's keep going here because I have a few. Okay. I just scored a rare LeBron James Space Jam, a new legacy NFT from Nifty's. Get your free NFT before they run out.
Phil.
Oh, this has got to be Phil Schilling.
What? I don't understand why that would be my guess. My guess is CT for sure.
What?
Yeah, CT was all over this nifty stuff.
You were the discount blockchain king until you found ETH.
Yeah, but I don't think I tweeted about these things. CT was all over Nifties. I remember.
People were saying Phil. Corey, do you have a guess?
Yeah, maybe Phil. I think maybe Phil.
Okay.
Wait, who did
getting a lot of Phil? Getting a lot of Phil. It was, in fact, Corey. It was Corey who got the rare LeBron James. And this actually wasn't a response. It actually wasn't a response. It was Corey saying it to himself or saying it to Twitter.
You know, you got 2021. Wow.
Yeah, you got to be on the grind though all the time in NFTs. You know, if I needed to tweet, I needed to tweet to get
an
NFT.
Wow, Corey, I didn't know you were into this stuff, man.
Yeah, I was in NFTs. God, I started in like March. I ran home from the pub, minted my first Z horse, and it's still in the stables, having never won a bloody race.
That was a battle. That was a battle.
Please put that comment back up. Whoever put that up, LG, put that back.
Pretty sure 90% of TFM posted that. It's true.
More than 90%, 100%.
Okay. All right. Next one. I know how much you want to sleep on your demigod of rock. What do you think said that?
I'll go with LG on this one.
This is definitely LG.
Yeah, I'll go the same.
Why do you think it's me?
You're giving it away, man, and it says iPhone. You're an iPhone guy.
There's only so many of us that have demigods of rock. Okay, so I don't know. Trash. Were you?
Trash.
Yeah.
Were you victimized by?
What's going on here?
I always just call her Trash.
LG's dying.
Were you victimized by Tools of Rock? I mean,
absolutely not. I did not buy that. No.
All right. It was, in fact, me in a response to Quad's response to my tweet about alternate ideas for NFT merch, where one of the things I listed amongst many great ideas was pillowcase. And then Quad said pillowcase. And I told Quad, I know how much you want to sleep on your demigod of rock.
No.
Okay. Next one. Azuki. On May 9th.
This is not aged well, guys.
Hold on. Was I in Vegas for this? Yeah, this is
May
definitely
9th,
trash.
2022. Recently, Azuki.
CT material.
You're really gonna roast me like that, LG.
I can't believe she did. Trash,
How do you know? How do you guys know CT? How do you know?
We saw CT making moves. We saw those moves.
Out there. I got no involvement.
Okay. Everybody's saying CT. You guys might be surprised. To find out that it's CT who said it. When somebody said, better buy right now, Moonbirds or other side meta or neither, and CT said Azuki. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
I do not own an Azuki anymore. So.
Are you serious? Hold on. You dumped that thing?
Yeah, I got scared, man. I mean, everything was going down, so I lost a couple ETH on it.
I missed that part.
Charged to the game, you know. So.
Okay.
Stone Cold says Stone Cold says fuck Azuki.
Stone Cold comes busting.
Azuki's never gonna come back from the Stone Cold FUD, so you're good to be out.
Stone Cold says fuck everything but crypto dads, man.
I don't have any crypto dads tweets in here, but we need them. Okay, next one. Worst case scenario, I'm still going with or without tickets and will find a way into the games or just rage away into the Qatar atmosphere.
This has to be Corey because
this feels like a thing I might have said.
Euro web thing.
That's Corey, guaranteed.
Quad.
Wow, Quad's playing good possum game here. That's him. The way he accused Corey right away.
It was, in fact, Phil. In a long conversation about Qatar, and I think this is when they did the group picks. I think
that's right.
Around then,
I got rejected actually for the first round of tickets I applied for, and I find out by May 30th if I'm accepted into the second round of tickets I applied for.
There's no way there's that many people wanting to travel to Qatar.
Oh, okay.
So, World Cup.
Dude, first of all, it's a World Cup. It's a part of the world where you're probably never going to travel to unless you're going for a reason like that, right?
You're right about that.
You know what I mean? Dubai is actually really close.
This is a shitty country.
But people go to Dubai, man, right? It's only a 5-hour drive to Dubai, so it's not
Isn't
that
it
long.
Qatar? Isn't that how it's called? Qatar?
Yeah, there's different ways to. I don't know. I say Qatar.
Yeah,
but,
it's Qatar.
I actually applied for the This is the first time Canada makes the World Cup in 40 years or whatever it is. Okay. So I'm such a huge fan that I said, you know what, I can't really miss this opportunity. So I applied. If I get them, I can buy them. I don't have to. I can do whatever I want, but I really want to go. I want to find a way to go there. So I'm part of round 2 now. I hope I get lucky, but it says that Canada is one of the most requested tickets out there. Just because it's been so long. There's so many crazy fans here that have been dying to go. And yeah, I hope I can make it. You can't go unless you have tickets because they're not selling hotels to anyone who doesn't have tickets.
Phil, which match would you want to see? Belgium, Morocco, or Croatia for Canada?
So the way it works is I selected the whole group stage. I applied for all of them.
Okay.
So any of those.
That's really your only shot too, because they're not making it out. So.
I don't know about that, man. I don't think you've been following. I don't think you noticed that they finished on top of the USA in the qualifying.
The US is definitely not what you should be comparing.
Or Mexico too, man. Mexico too.
International soccer.
It did pretty well. They did pretty good. Okay. All right. Next one.
Good guess.
Didn't know you could milk oats. I'll be sure to look for nipples next time I see an oat.
That's quad, man. That's 100,000% quad. Only quad would talk about nipples.
You know, I'm going to say it's Corey. I'm really just going to go out.
Oh, yeah, it's Corey. Yeah, wow, yeah.
We don't really know Corey. We just met him. We don't know.
Yeah, we just met him. Who knows what he's capable of? Yeah, it's true.
Exposed.
Phil?
I'm switching to Corey for sure based on his reaction.
Quad, you think it's you or you think it's Corey or anybody else?
Too, so.
I feel like this is me, but I don't know for sure.
The nipple says quad, but Corey's reaction says Corey.
It's hard to know.
I think a lot of these Corey's like I might have said that. Like he's not sure. I think Corey belongs to this group. You know, he's relating a lot to these. All right, it was in fact quad. In response to Jacob Martin, the NFT attorney, every time I ask for an oat milk latte anywhere outside of LA or New York, people look at me like I'm insane. No, I'm not insane. I just like classy caffeine. And then Quad said, "Didn't know you can milk oats."
I just kind of want to say this in real life next time someone owes. What is an oat milk latte in front of me?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, I think it should be illegal to call non-milk things milk. Like it's not milk. It's oat water.
Oh my
That's really what it is. So
there we go.
I know trash. I would not fit in LA at all.
Oh yeah, Quad cannot move to
Even though I like pretentious coffee, I would still not fit in LA. I understand.
Next one. Oh, it's you bitching again. Oh, it's you bitching again. The physical claim for the comic opens, so now you got to find the next thing to complain about. It's always something with you.
Phil.
No, this is LG. I say LG, man. LG goes hard at some people. Like that one dude there that kept posting recently about he was bashing Candy or something. Like I've talked to this guy many times. I think it's TK his name, but he's always saying stuff. And then LG came and destroyed him with the First Mint account and said,
I would never say this. Don't say it's me.
You know what? I should have picked some from First Mint account that are me, where I do occasionally clap back from the First Mint.
Oh, that was a huge clap.
Corey knows us the least. Corey, who do you think said this?
I'm going to go quad, I think.
Oh, wow. Back-to-back quad.
Okay, yeah, everybody's going quad. Okay, it
could be quad.
It was quad.
Wow.
In the middle, quad. This is like quad is fighting 8 people at once in this thread. Like quad is fighting like 6 different guys in an alleyway here.
I already said it. Quad went from the guy that was offering free Zed horses to everyone to the guy absolutely mangling people all over Twitter that misbehave and say stupid things.
I just get tired of the bullshit.
Span of a year. You know? Like we want to see the quad with the Nashville Predators jersey back, man. That's a long time ago.
That's his original PFP. Quad with the Nashville Predators jersey.
It is.
Yeah, we need PFPs of that, man. No. Okay. All right, next one. One more thing. The annual Top Shot conference would be held at the Gathering of the Juggalos.
That's LG. The spaces, it gives it away. It's LG.
The spaces. CT, you know LG really well.
CT just calling it out.
The spaces. What in the world?
What, you guys know what the Gathering of the Juggalos is?
No.
Everybody knows. No, you guys know what that is?
No.
You guys know a band called Insane Clown Posse?
Yes.
They have a carnival every year called the Juggalos because their followers are called Juggalos, and there's a documentary about it. I'm surprised more people.
Aren't those guys in like their 50s or 60s now?
Yeah, we're clown makeup and rap, man.
Wow.
Okay. Well, whatever. Yes, it was me. Okay, it was me in a thread about the community commissioner of Top Shot, amongst many other jokes.
Who's the community commissioner of Top Shot?
There isn't one. They're trying to elect me. So I said that as commissioner, I would burn Series 3 moments for S4 packs, burn Series 2 moments for Series 4 upgrades, burn Roham's account, make every drop stream an 8-hour show that you have to watch to get a pack, but the stream is just Top Shot Tony watching Westworld and trying to explain it to his grandma.
Yes. We need to bring Top Shot Tony on the ones.
Cochonnerie.
Corey.
Yeah, for sure. Corey, the way he's reacting, that's for sure. LG wouldn't leave him out of this, for sure.
This is a French word. This is a French word. I'm going to give you guys that.
You know, how come you're not showing if it's iPhone or Android or what? That usually gives it away.
Sorry, I cut this. It was one of the first ones I cut. All right, who's saying who? Who's saying who? Quad, who's saying for this? Nobody even knows what this means.
I don't know. Maybe Phil. You know, Canada. You got your French speaking bit.
does that even mean?
Part of me just says that Corey was acting real weird the way he said that. So I'm just going to get
Somebody needs to Google Cochonnerie first so we can.
I don't know, his voice just sounded different.
It was weird. Phil just said it perfectly too. It's kind of strange because it was Phil. It was Phil in response to me.
What is that font?
About what the font is being used by both Top Shot and NBA X NFT. Cochonnerie in French just means like just trash.
Straight up garbage.
Straight up garbage. Yeah.
We need Arsenic here for that. He would have loved that.
Okay. Next one. C. Azuki.
Oh gosh.
I swear to God,
again?
Man. CT.
No.
I swear to God.
I don't get it.
Hey.
What's the point of this?
Why
are we
You
going
realize
Azuki
you have
again?
to see CT within a month in person, and he is about to smack you.
It was CT. You're right.
Oh,
And it was in
he's about to
response
smack
to
you. Oh my
which
God.
one would you rather
What a
hold on to
rampage.
long term?
Yo,
Holy shit.
I lost
Doodle or
ETH.
mutant?
I lost ETH on it, man.
Oh,
Yo,
CT, that is the quickest
sorry.
turnaround I've
LG
ever
is just
seen.
going
You were so
These were your
excited.
best, but the thing is, CT,
Bro.
these were some of the best responses you had recently. Yeah, I couldn't go back. It's hard. I can't go back like 10 months, you know. I have to go back. It's like last 3 months.
You found
Okay.
out from
I
Corey from
remember-
2021, man.
Corey doesn't tweet a lot.
It's true. I looked a little bit too, but CT, you got that Azuki, and then all hell broke loose. Literally, like minutes
Immediately,
after.
it was like the
It
next
really
day.
did. Like it was
I
the
lost-
worst timing on the planet.
I lost like 4 ETH, and I could have waited a little bit and got it back, but you know, charge it to the game. It's all good.
That's right.
Okay, next one. We're almost there. I cried this entire movie.
Oh my God, my light is flickering.
Who said this? Who cried to an entire movie?
Corey, guaranteed this is Corey.
I
100%.
definitely cried a movie. I
Absolutely.
definitely cried a movie.
Quad
It's
doesn't cry.
actually a real problem.
Yeah.
No, I only
is,
cry in sports movies when, like, you know, Gary Bertier gets like hit by a.
Remember the
drunk
Titans?
driver and-
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my
that
God!
was a bad
Don't
one.
you'll set me off. It's
That
too
was a
much.
bad one.
Yeah,
That was
that's
a bad
Corey,
one.
man.
Oh,
Twitter
wow.
web.
Or like when
Yeah.
G Baby get shot. Oh man.
Is that in Gridiron Gang?
No.
Or is it a different film? Okay.
No.
Is that
Okay.
the
Who said
Keanu
it?
Reeves
Who
movie?
said it? Who said it?
Corey.
What?
I
Sweet
said
November. Corey.
For
Quad?
sure.
I haven't seen a bunch of movies recently.
Maybe CT.
I'm not asking you to guess the movie.
Definitely CT would be the only.
It was CT.
Ah, there we
Oh,
go.
Wow.
Talking
What?
about the Beauty and the Beast live action remake.
I did not sign up for this. This is
Look at
wild.
that. Is that with Ariana Grande?
Damn, this is so rude.
That was a private response on Twitter
That was very
in
private.
a public place. Damn.
CT, did you
rough.
really cry at that movie?
Of course, the whole movie. It's so
Yeah.
good.
I actually enjoyed watching that movie as well. I've seen it many times. My daughter loves that movie. She was actually in a real life version of the movie in a play. She played the clock. I don't know the clock's name.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
That's
So we
awesome.
watched the movie like 1,000 times, so she can kind of study how the clock
Best play.
acts. But yeah, it was a good movie.
When I was like, you know, actually up until recently, people used to tell me I looked like Lumiere from the cartoon.
Lumiere. Oh, that's not
Like
the
the
clock.
candle,
That's
the
what she was.
candlestick,
The candle.
the candlestick. Yeah, people think I
That's
look like the
savage.
candlestick. Yeah.
Why would you look
So-
like the candlestick? I don't understand.
No,
that.
they
I
just
kinda
think, and
see
he's
it. I
and he's
kinda
French
see it.
too.
You kind
Okay.
of see it.
Yeah, you'll see it next time you see me. Okay, we're almost there. Monday night drinks. Hashtag hungover Tuesday.
Oh,
Their
Blackberry.
Blackberry
That's
in
Corey.
2012
Blackberry.
from their
That's-
Blackberry on July 2nd, 2012.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't think I have my account.
Corey.
I'm going Corey. LG would have went as far back. You can only get that far back on Corey's account out of all
Yep.
of our accounts. So
Yep.
it has to be Corey.
Yeah,
Or else
that's
you
true.
scroll for hours.
Corey, do you think it was you?
I mean, you know, I was working a pretty shit job in that period, so that feels like it might have been me.
It was you. It was
No.
also not in response to anything. It was you.
LG had a
Oh,
field day with these today. My goodness.
Okay.
At 4:40 p.m. Wow.
I love Dutch
Oh,
Bros.
this is Phil.
No. What's that? I don't even know what
Oh
that
wait,
is.
no. Dutch Bros isn't up there. It's trash. This has got to be trash. I would never post this because I like actual good coffee. So I would
Oh
never,
my
Oh, is that a coffee? I didn't even know that.
I would never tweet I love Dutch Bros.
LG.
You think it was me?
I don't know.
Isn't Dutch Bros an American thing?
Oh, okay. Never
Yes.
mind.
If it's an American thing and it's not me, it
has to be CT. It can't be anybody else. It's Quad or CT, and Quad is really convincing us it's not him. So CT. And if so, CT's got like 5 or 6.
Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I skipped one. Oh, shit. Okay, this one is CT. This one is CT. Sorry, this one is CT. I think I lost it in the deck. It's not there. Or it's at the end. Okay, so yeah, CT said this. I'll try and find the original tweet, but CT did say this. Anyways, okay.
It's good.
Last one. What the fuck? May 10th. Twitter web app. Who do you think?
Wait, who was a Twitter web app last time?
Yeah,
I'm guessing by the chronological events that we've had on this stream of you posting these things, that this is probably yet again CT.
I think it's LG. I don't think I would post this on Twitter.
This is Azuki. Oh fuck! What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It would fit in that line of like Azuki. No, Azuki. What the fuck? You know, that actually would go. Okay.
But yeah,
it was me in response to this POAP, to the emoji image of me from Coach. It was in fact a response to that. So it's funny that you made that the POAP, because I already had this in this deck ready. And then the Dutch Bros one was CT in response to a Chris Jordan tweet about Dutch Bros. That is it for the Twitter game, you guys. Thank you so much for playing.
Wow,
that was super fun. CT, I'm sorry to you're pretty targeted in that one, but it was too easy given all your Azuki love recently. Corey, you should tweet more, man.
Her into a grave.
I'm not good on Twitter. I'm not good on Twitter. I get sad every day that I still have less than 1,000 followers.
All eyes on Corey.
All right, everybody go.
Notifications on.
Yeah, immediately. Listen, everybody in the chat, you have to go. Corey, what's your handle? Oriel or something?
Oriel. Oh yeah. Hey, look, I know how to get you a lot of followers. Hey, Corey is gonna post a POAP code next hour only for his subscribers. Okay.
Not real advice. Yes.
There we go. There it is. Everybody go follow Corey right now. Not Martian Premier League, but Corey. And you better tweet at Corey immediately and let him know what you think so that he can say something insane back, so that when we have him back on the show, we can use his tweets. More recent than being drunk with his BlackBerry or whatever's wrong with him.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that was good.
Hit me on my sidekick.
All right, you guys. Well, it's been a fantastic evening. This was super fun. Corey, thank you for joining us so late or so early on your end. And CT and Quad, pleasure as always. Thanks for jumping on, you guys. Phil D, it's good to be back, bro.
We're back, bro. Let's go. I'm so excited, man. POAPs every week. Codes in the chat. You know how we do.
Give you guys a sneak peek of next week's guest. Ooh. He's French. He's a frog. The one and only Arsenic is joining us next week. And if we're extra nice, maybe we can get Julie to join as well. Madame Arsenic. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching First Mint Live. Oh, Phil, there's one last thing you used to do on live shows, especially when they were on YouTube. What was it?
I don't know. What was it? I can't remember. What did I used to do?
You told people to do something.
Hit the like button and subscribe.
Yes.
That was not at the end. That was at the very beginning.
I know, but you didn't say anything at the start.
If you're watching on YouTube right now, smash the like button for this.
Smash it.
Share the feed. Watch it again. Subscribe to the First Mint on YouTube.
We're back.
We appreciate you.
First Mint Live is back every Wednesday. We'll see you guys next week.
Bow, bow, bow.
Search is over, now welcome to First Mint. Looking for NFT content, look no further cause this is it. From Top Shot to blockchain, they got the data chops, analysis, and pack drops, the shows equate a hot. LG and Phil D, the best amongst others. Best brothers that happen to ball since the Ball brothers. So settle in cause it's time for the best show. Ayo Quad, who we